Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ, with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near-instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают, играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Hello, welcome to the third event of Julius Baer challenge. This is the Kramnik challenge. This is the final day we are having, and just 3 rounds to go. A very exciting event. The championship is wide open. We have got 2 commentators. One is completely biased, me, Surya, Ganguly, and we have with us women international master, or should I call WGM elect, Jessie February from South Africa. Jessie, she won the African Women Championship very recently. A very popular streamer. She streams in #chess, as you can see in her t-shirt, it's mentioned. And she also completed her WGM Grandmaster norm and only needs to reach the rating. Welcome, Jessie.
Thank you for the amazing introduction. To be honest, I didn't expect it. No one's ever addressed me as WGM Elect before, so that feels pretty good. It's really good to see you again. I know we've collaborated once before. I know we met on Hare Krishna's stream, and I'm really excited to be commentating. I believe this is my first sort of commentary appearance on Chess24, so I'm excited. And I've taken a look at a lot of the challenges of the event. Of course, you mentioned that you're slightly, if not very biased towards the team Polgar. Completely. You've worked with some of the players, right? As one of the coaches. So, in solidarity, I think I will take over Kramnik's team and be biased towards them. So, since it is the Kramnik challenge, I'm hoping that Team Kramnik wins today.
All right, so we have already got two sides. One is Team Polgar, one is Team Kramnik. Chat, you could let us know whom you are supporting, Team Polgar or Team Kramnik. Let's not forget that the team, whichever team wins combined, they will be going to Dubai to see the World Championship match between Magnus Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi. Jesse, I will, along with the viewers, I'll also update you with the current standings for going before the last 3 rounds. So Evander Leung played some amazing games yesterday, and he's on 9.5 points. Then we have Vincent Kramer, student of Peter Leko, extremely solid player on 9. And at 8.5, we have got Christopher Yu and Nurulbek Abdusattorov. It is most likely that among these four tremendous players will get a winner today. Then there is Volodar Murzin at 7 points. Carissa Eve, she played fantastic, some great games yesterday. She's on 6.5. And then Marozian Leitingzi on 6 points. Dinara Zuziner, both girls are at 5 points, sharing the place between 9 to 11. Sara Khaden from Iran is at 5 points. Polina had some great games yesterday, Jesse, some very classy positional masterpiece she played, but then towards the end she collapsed. She's now only on 4.5 points, along with Balaji Dagupati and Leon Mendoza. Then we have Julius Baer on 4 and Yali Sokolsky on 2.5 points. And as you can see, right now Team Polgar is leading with 50.5 points versus Team Kramnik 45.5 with 3 more rounds to go.
Yes, so, I see they're trailing by just a couple of points. So it's definitely possible for Team Kramnik to catch up. And I mean, I heard about the amazing sportsmanship on the chessboard because of all the, well, I'm not sure how many disconnections have indeed happened, but I believe Dinara Sadurkasova agreed to a draw after opponent found a nice tactic to achieve, I think it's stalemate, and he disconnected. Yeah, stalemate and disconnected. So that was quite honorable.
Absolutely, that showed tremendous sportsmanship. And not only the winner actually gets a ticket, the golden ticket to Magnus event, and as we know that the winning team will be going to visit the World Championship match. And also, let's not forget that all the viewers, they can go premium, and we are having whatever training we did, the coaches, right, the mentors, whatever training we did, those are now available. We say train like a champ and play like a champ. So these training sessions that we had against all these young players, if you go premium, you can actually challenge yourself and view these training sessions.
That's cool. I didn't know the training sessions are actually available, so I'm excited to go check them out myself. I will definitely make sure to pop over on Chess24 to see them. That's what I really like about the website, because of all the the full database of like videos by top players, and I really commend that. And I've made use of it in the past as well. Yeah.
The gift of the day, by the way, is one of my videos where I'm showing them, get to know the classics. I'm taking a class with Nihal, Gukesh, Sara, and Jansai, and showing them some classics and giving some very interesting examples. So that is the gift of the day. You can.
I love that poster. That's a great poster.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, goodness. You mentioned the Magnus Carlsen golden ticket. That reminds me of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So who gets to go to the Chocolate Factory and what do they get to do?
Well,
Oh, you said something about the Magnus Carlsen golden ticket?
right. So the winner of every event, right? They get not only the first prize money, but they get invitation to the Magnus event where all the top players or the leading top players are playing. So this is what basically they are fighting for. That's the main thing. To win the championship and then get to play at the Magnus event. Where,
yes, of course. The Champions Chess Tour. That's pretty cool.
Champions Chess Tour.
Yes.
Exactly.
And will you be making an effort to be at the World Championship match at the end of the year?
Surely. The current situation says that we are heavily leading, and I'm very optimistic that I will eventually meet the team Polgar at Dubai. That's the plan.
Awesome. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Oh, that's goals right there. Yeah, one day.
Are you also going to Dubai?
Oh no, I won't be going to Dubai. Maybe I will make an appearance at the Sharjah Masters that's happening in September. But otherwise, I'm not too sure about the end of the year. No.
All right. So looks like I'll meet you before Dubai because I'm also playing in Sharjah. So we'll see each other.
That's incredible. Awesome. Yeah. No, that's awesome. And what time will the games begin? I believe it's a couple minutes until they start.
In another 2 minutes, the game is going to start.
I see on YouTube there is a poll and there are 4 votes already. So jump over on YouTube if you want to vote. Are you Team Kramnik or Team Polgar? And I think I'm going to vote in the poll as well. I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for. Wait, there's already a leader? Oh my goodness. And the poll has ended with 7 votes. That was a quick poll. We should have a poll. And there is one in Twitch too. So I'm going to vote on Twitch. There we go. Hey, everyone in chat, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. The games will begin in 1 minute. In 1 minute.
Start in 1 minute, and we will start the game. Let's go with the leader. Evander Liang is white, and he's playing Volodar, who had some very interesting game yesterday. So this is the game I'll be looking at, and also, of course, Vincent Kramer is black with Leon, so that's an interesting game to look at. We have the pairings up actually already here, and Dinara is playing Nodibek, so that's also going to be very, very interesting. So I think these 3 games we should primarily look at. They are going to be a decisive factor for the championship. So we'll start with the game Evander as soon as it starts. He played some very sharp games yesterday, and as we saw number of times when Evander was really low on time, he managed to find all these critical moves and showed fantastic resources. Jesse, did you have time to follow any of these games?
I was watching a bit of the broadcast yesterday with you and Tanya, and I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch or see any of the games end, but I was briefly there for a moment, and then I tried to read up on some of the games today in preparation for the commentary. But I'm hoping to see some really exciting chess, of course, and I believe they're about to start. I like the time control, 10 minutes plus 5 seconds, which isn't a lot in retrospect because this time goes really quickly. And since we're looking at the game Awanda Liang, it reminds me of the article title, One Hit Awanda, and that made me laugh.
Well, the games have begun. Started with Reti, Knight F3, D5, and actually very proper Reti, G3, little bishop G2 castle.
So this is the Reti or
Reti with
King's Indian attack.
Yeah, this is not clear whether he wants to play D4 or D3. Both are actually quite popular at this point. I remember there are many games with the D4 which Maxim Vachier played. D3, there are many games that Kramnik played at one point. Yeah, and once again at this point, both d4 and d3 are extremely popular, and it's matter of taste. I personally have played both.
No mercy, Vincent, no mercy. Yes, we will take a look at Vincent Kimmer's game in a moment.
Yeah, I would just
So
like
what are
to
your... Sorry, you were saying?
No, I was saying I just wanted to see what he is going to do here. Is he going to play d4, c4, or he's going to start? Yeah, he's going for d4, c4. So I want to show one particular trick here, that after e6, c4, I believe it goes something like, well, in the game bishop e7 was played. But for example, if you play something like knight f6, there is this idea of, takes, and to play queen b6, attacking the pawn. And after queen b3, to give queen e3 check. I remember there were many games by Maxim around in this area. But in the game bishop e7 was played, actually it precisely stops this particular check idea. So that's the reason why bishop e7 is being played.
But what would you recommend after queen to b3 in that line? So after c takes d5, e takes d5, queen b3, would the best move then be queen b6? Okay, I see.
Yeah, I believe it's still possible to play like this. There are games where players were going queen d8 and castle, if I remember correctly. That's one way of doing. And also what happened in the game, knight c3 is also pretty popular. But knight c3 is the disadvantage, bishop e7, the disadvantage is now after white plays knight c3, if black goes knight e5, this kind of allows knight to e5 because you compromised with your development. You did not put your bishop on d6, you kept it on f6. So that's why we see after knight c3 a special treatment to take the pawn on c4. And yeah, now we get a position where white says, I'm a pawn down. If I can take this pawn without any difficulty, then I have a very nice center and I'll be better. I believe black is not going to give that so easily. So yeah, take, and probably knight b6, and black will try to say that this is my asset. I want to hold on to this.
And what are your thoughts on Volodar's play so far this tournament?
Judging by the speed, it feels like both players are prepared. And now we can see, the fight is happening mainly between the strategy and dynamics. From every aspect, white looks better, with the exception that black is actually a pawn up. And this pawn is not going to get very easily. So white has to prove some compensation. And I don't see anything happening immediately. Like I can't imagine a break like d5 will happen instantly. So you will have to probably slowly prepare bishop f4 or bishop g5, and try to say that your knight is kind of fixed on b6 to protect the c4 pawn. Slowly, very slowly, I will prepare some kind of attack either on center or on the king side.
I'm definitely learning something new here. It's very hard to believe that Volodar is only 14 years old, as Awanda is 18. So, I mean, this age difference means nothing on the chessboard because, like you said, both players are very much prepared.
Absolutely. I mean, and also I think we cannot judge their maturity, chess maturity, by their age. They have clearly spent a huge amount of hours on this game.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I mean, I found that at a lot of tournaments, depending on how strong you are, you would have maybe a 10-year-old discussing with a 40-year-old about a chess position, and maybe they share the same thoughts and so on. But I mean, age really does mean nothing when it comes to chess. So I love that. Totally
agree on that. Let's have a quick look on the Vincent game. Leon is playing against Vincent. So here we got a proper semi-slab. And yeah, absolutely very, very proper semi-slab. And there are lines with b5, e5. Vincent decided to play with e5. Once again, multiple options at this point. I must say, I do not recall seeing something like this. But once again, judging by Vincent's play and knowing that Vincent is being trained by Peter Lecco from a very early age, so he's extremely well prepared in opening. I'm not at all surprised that Vincent is, after all, he knows what he is doing.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Leon will use his violin magic on the chessboard. I wonder if he sits and plays violin and plays chess at the same time, just to keep the rhythm going. I'm only kidding.
Yeah. So yeah, bishop b2, changing this battery and trying to hit on h2. Bishop e2 happened, and at this point he decides not to play queen c7. I would imagine it's because of f4. So he says, let me first improvise my knight's position. Now these bishops are actually looking on the king side. What would be your thought, Jesse?
In this position, I would actually prefer white pieces, but maybe trying to get a move like, would e4 be a good idea here for white?
Well, I can, if you can get your pawns rolling, something like this, you get your bishop to e3, get e4, f4, black can basically resign then. But I don't think getting
resign, oh my goodness.
It won't be very easy because the d4 knight is under attack. And I think white is in very serious trouble, like really very serious trouble. Nothing to do with the position, but look at the time. I mean, you are playing 10 minutes game and you have already spent 60% of your time while your opponent has spent 0. This is not a good news.
Yeah, time is definitely an important factor, especially with it only being 10 minutes on the clock to start with in 5-second increments. I mean, 5 seconds is definitely more than the 2 seconds in a blitz match, but sometimes it just goes so quickly. You have to watch your time here.
Exactly.
And which position would you play with here if you were to choose between Vincent and Leon?
Judging by the time control, for sure I would pick black at this point. Also, overall, I think I would pick black here because I consider this position as dynamically balanced. And whenever I see an equal position, I feel, I would rather be black. I mean, I would rather draw a game with black than with white.
Okay, yeah. And maybe, do you think knight to f5 was a plan to play e4 here? And they get the bishop maybe to g5 and so?
For sure. That's the idea he's having. Again, if you give white 2 moves like, e4 and bishop to e3, then it would be very difficult to stop f4. So black must be very precise that, black cannot just start making normal slow moves. He has to come up with some concrete ideas. Which makes me think what is going to be his move, because e4 is actually a threat. Also, you don't want to play g6 really, yeah, because something like this, the knight gets protected, and once again f4 is coming. So Vincent is thinking, what would be your suggestion here?
The solution for black? Well, you mentioned how strong the bishops are. Do you think taking the knight on f5 would be a good idea, or would it just be game over already?
I mean, I would say if you want to take the knight, at least wait for e4 so that, at least you get a double pawn. Because right now, if you take, then queen is coming. And this queen also will be very difficult to get rid of without playing g6. In the game, queen c7 was played, giving a threat of knight f3 and queen to h7. I believe f4 will be blitzed out almost instantly. And I'm very surprised, actually, white is thinking, because it's a move that you're supposed to play almost instantly. What else are you going to do? Well, technically, you can play rook d1, which stops knight f3, because now you have created, I don't know if I can call it a loop. You have created some space for your king.
But maybe it would be a good idea for black to keep as many pieces on the board at the moment and maybe make things a little bit more crazy, since the time situation isn't ideal for white.
That is true. That is true. And once again, it a little bit baffles me why Leon is not, he knows he's down on time. So at some point you have to play fast. because chess is all about non-forcing moves, right? I mean, in a game, imagine you probably get 80% non-forcing situations and only 20% forcing situations. And if you start spending a lot of time in non-forcing moments where, there are 5 different moves which are fine, then when the forcing, the critical moment will come, you will not be having that extra time. Make sense?
Yes. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. It's not a lot. What is the rating difference between the two players, if I may ask? Let's see.
What is the classical?
Not that much. Well, I suppose it's something like 60 something points, 65 points.
Right. So white did get f4 and e4. But
yes, and this is what you spoke about as well, being a position where maybe black should resign. Resign now.
No, but that was
resign now.
Yeah, well, that was the knight on d4 and bishop on e3. Here things are already different, because I can always take on f5.
Oh yes, of course. And the knight would have to drop back to e7, perhaps.
Yeah, I was trying to make knight h4 work, but yeah, there are no tactics coming. I cannot take here, so how do I play as black? So that's something black should be concerned. No, I would take actually, yeah. Take and play knight e7 and get the knight to
d7. Yeah, I was wondering how would white then defend the pawn on f5.
Yeah, also I'll get, actually that's on the board, knight e7 will also be played. I think this knight e7 on the board, by the way. The square e3 is weak, because sometimes I can consider a5, bishop coming to e7 and rook to e8, and then finally the knight will jump to the juicy square e3. So let's have a look at Nodribek, Dinara versus Nodribek.
Yes.
And then we'll come back to this.
Nara Sadokasova. I want to take a moment to welcome everyone in the YouTube chat as well. King Lear, Speed Reader, and Alakine. Yes, I am indeed the real Jessie chatting, and I'm busy typing in chat where I can, guys.
Yeah, thank you for calling me the gangster. Tanya is not here. I expect her to be on the chat at some point, though.
Yes, those are really big shoes to fill, and I commend Tanya for all the work she's done. It was years ago before I even started or considered commentating. I used to watch all the shows she was on, so I'm a huge fan.
All right, so the position looks clearly better for white, and as far as I understand, white is the pawn up. And I don't see a single compensation for this extra pawn on d5. Do you?
Well, it is a passed pawn. Maybe it's not.
It is a passed pawn and it is an extra pawn. And Tanya already mentioned that a pawn is a pawn is a pawn.
A pawn is a pawn is a pawn. That's actually a chapter in a book that I read. I think it was like 40 lessons every chess player needs to know, or something like that. I remember it was in a book. My goodness.
I haven't read this all.
Yes?
So, yeah, looks like Nodribek is in very serious trouble. Actually, I'm curious, how did he lose this pawn? Everything was normal. Yeah, is this some sort of theory? I don't know, playing bishop f5, going back again, and then coming here, okay, changing the knight. Doesn't look bad, and I don't see how a pawn was lost. At some point, he must have blundered. This was the moment. After bishop f4, the pawn was attacked. At this point, probably black had to just defend the pawn. Instead, he decided to counterattack queen, and after queen g3, he decided to give the pawn. I'm wondering why Nodribek did not play the move knight f6, which is what he was probably intending when he played f5.
Oh, because of knight to e4?
Yeah, knight e4, but I think then
could you take it?
Yeah, take on f8.
Oh, okay.
So rook e8.
That works.
Yeah, now he's just a pawn down. I think he's going to. I mean, under normal circumstances, black will be lost here. Well, Arnav, thank you. That I'm glad that you saw my lesson with Nihal and Bukesh, and you don't understand this -1, -2, +1. I totally get it. I will explain you separately.
Yes, and someone in Twitch chat mentioned I am getting a free GM education session today, so I'm really happy and honored to be here with Surya. And to be honest, I'm hanging on every word that you're saying because I'm learning something.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Let's get back to this Amanda game. So we were saying, White has some sort of compensation, and you try to play on the center and on the king side, and that's what he started to do by playing this very nice move, bishop g2, trying to push the pawns. But Volodar found a nice place for his bishop, keeping a target, stabilizing his pieces, and there is no concrete weakness in black's position. Whenever you play e5, there is knight coming to d5. g4, trying to prove his advantage, developing. Both sides are developing. g5. Now, what do you do when one side is attacking on the flank?
You attack in the center.
You attack in the center. So e5 was played in the game. I really like this move, e5. Takes, f4, attacking the queen. These pawns are looking a bit scary, I must say. But it's not very easy to push the pawns, because, for example, if you play f5, there is knight e5. That's why Evander waited one move, a prophylaxis, getting away from any kind of diagonal pin or whatever. And knight c5, and only now to play f5, now that there is no knight e5. But Volodar simply decides to take the pawn, take the knight. And I'm wondering why. I see the point now. Evander could not take on c3 because suddenly the move knight takes e4, threatening knight g3. You can never take on b6. Oh, looks like Evander is in very serious trouble, because now he had to take on c5 and queen takes c5 on the board. Rook e8. So black is a pawn up. Black has a serious threat, as far as I can see, that is queen takes f5.
Ooh, queen takes f5.
I'm thinking for some traps, like I could not even play. I was wondering if I could play a move like rook a b1, so kind of stopping queen f5. But then you start hitting on f4, and then all sorts of forks are happening. So this I cannot
That's
do.
true. Is it possible to play queen to c2 and then go ahead with a move like g6? Or not so much?
I like queen c2. I like queen c2 actually. Or maybe queen to even g4. But I'm not 100% sure how I'm proceeding here, because if you play g6, I can probably take and just play h6. Or I can actually take everything there. I mean, just to show, let's say, let me make some random move like rook a d8, for example. You play g6, and I say, okay, take everything. I mean, end of the day, black king, white king is also not in super safe position, right? By the way, instead queen to d2 was played, so that there is no rook d8. So white is saying, I'm trying to take control on the d file and show me how exactly you are going to play. Now, currently, I'm thinking about the move queen to e7. How about that? I want to get rook to d8. And I'm saying, you still cannot play rook b1 because I'll take on a4.
And what about queen b2 now? Or even queen d4, is it possible?
Yeah, queen d4 is also a possibility. That's true. I was hoping that I could play c5, and also I'm kind of hitting on g5. So that would be my idea. And
would it be worthwhile maybe sacrificing a pawn by playing f6?
Yeah, f6 would be really nice actually. You know, a very strange move was played. Very bold move was played. He played g6. I must say I did not expect this move at all. So he's trying to say, if you want to play f6, go ahead and play f6. Now the only way to mate me here would be to get to this square on h6, which means the queen must come to h4.
Easy.
And
Easy.
that's
Queen e1, queen h4, let's go. But then queen f8 probably.
Yeah, when you do this entire dance, black just plays one single move and says, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
So f6 was not played, by the way. In the game, queen f4 happened, and queen e5, offering queen trade. Now, the only disadvantage of this queen trade would be that after takes, I can start hitting on
Looking at that
b6.
as well. Yeah, b7 is weak.
But there is rook a6. Yeah,
would you have to play rook f1 here?
Yeah, you might have to play rook f1 here.
Volodar has 8 seconds on the clock. Is that accurate? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is accurate. I would expect queen h4 here. We cannot leave this game with 8 seconds, right? We
can't. No, I'm just busy checking as well on the website. That's goodness. That's not a lot of time. Okay, queen h4 was played.
Now f6 is a very serious threat. The knight is heading for e6. But somehow, practically, I feel it is very difficult to play this position. Rook d4, provoking the knight to come to e5 so that it is very far away from g7. And now he will play f6.
And then, so maybe f6.
You want to play h4 f6 at some point. Yeah, this is a very typical Scandinavian kind of defense. And let's not forget white. Yeah, white does not have a knight. Usually, the way to break this this kind of defense is to put a knight on g5, which is what is missing here. And the other way to break this kind of defense is to hit on h5, which is controlled. And I believe this will take a lot of time. So f6, black wants to play h5. That would be my hunch. Rook a d1 on the board. Not a big fan of this. I don't know if exchanging helps.
There's the moves. Rook takes, pawn takes, and now.
No, wait a second.
What's it better to take with the rook? Or f6 immediately?
Why f6 was not take? Okay, I cannot go here, but bishop f1 take, king g2. It looked like a mate to me, unless I'm missing something. Maybe there was this. No, maybe there was this.
Not that.
Yeah, there was this. Eh? And then queen starts entering and some sort of check. Okay, so but that did not happen in the game. Rook takes d4, c takes d4, attacking the knight, and after knight d3 f6. This is mate. This is mate, guys. Oh, it's amazing that Avanda did not play f6, which was very, very tempting. You know, you can suddenly think, okay, bishop f1, I cannot play king h2, but bishop f1, this king g2, this is mate. But then you run into rook g1 check, a fascinating move. You cannot go here because of this check, and after check, queen b6 check, and suddenly the queen is entering.
And the king can't escape because I'm also looking at like king g2, king g3, but the c3 pawn is just.
I mean, king not only cannot escape, but you are also running into danger. Now, either you make a draw somehow, or you actually lose the game. Like for example, if you make a move like this, you lose instantly because of the fork. So, what a turnaround. Let's have a look at how Vincent is doing. We left it around this point. Some very sharp position. And actually, let me quickly go to the live position because they're actually playing on seconds. This was some sort of a pawn blunder, and Vincent is playing one whole pawn up. Actually, two pawns up now.
Pawns.
Unless he misses some mating attack, I think he's just
Or
winning.
forgets his clock. Or forgets his clock. 7 seconds.
Exactly.
I actually lost on time in a tournament last week, but it's not. I'm not proud to mention that there was 30-second increments. 30 seconds increments. I pressed the clock as it hit 1, and then it just flagged, unfortunately.
Wait, was it an over-the-board tournament? Which tournament?
It was over the board. I had IRL lag. I had real life lag. Yes.
Wow.
I disconnected. My brain disconnected from the chessboard.
Brain disconnected. Yeah.
Yes.
So, white is most likely to take on f7. That's on board. Probably king g8 or king e7. White's problem is not only his pawn down, but this pawn is also weak. But however, there are some ideas. You don't want to take it immediately because then bishop f7 check, bishop e6. You might run into some sort of mating attack. Vincent, being a very solid player, instantly creates a luft by playing h6. So this time when you give bishop f7 check, which will happen, and bishop e6 I believe will also happen. Yeah, that's on the board. Threatening knight f7 check. But this time I have this move. First king h7, and after bishop f5, then go to g8. To me, black is completely winning. Now just take the pawn. Pawn is the pawn is the pawn. I don't know what is 3 pawn. I know 3 pawns up.
What is 3 pawns? A whole piece.
Yeah.
A pawn is a pawn is a pawn, but 3 pawns is a piece. So there you go.
Exactly. Still, some technique needs to be shown. Knight d5. I was also thinking about c5, c4, but knight d5, shutting the bishop completely, making sure the king is very safe on g8. Do you allow h5? Probably you do, because you don't want to allow knight g5, and you definitely don't want to get your king to h5 unnecessarily.
Someone is suggesting you ask me an endgame rule as well. What endgame rule question is that?
Endgame rule?
Endgame rule question. Oh, Surya. Someone mentioned it. Surya, I just saw your lesson with Michal, Gukesh, and Zansaya. Still don't understand -1, -2, +1.
Ah, yeah, that's some sort of an endgame rule. Yeah, it's complicated. It's some king pawn endgame rule. But they understood it. It's pretty complicated.
It's complicated. Yeah, probably I won't get it.
No.
I mean, if it's in Devorevsky's book, then probably not.
No, you will definitely get it. Just I have to show you the positions then.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'll check it out. I'll do some endgame studies, come back, and then and beat Surya. Yes.
I want to emphasize once again on Vincent's technique at this point when he played the move rook e3, simplifying, allowing bishop d5. He started giving pawns for the sake of simplicity. Like, for example, at this point, he played the move rook e6, allowing knight f5, and after knight f5, he says, I'm giving 1 pawn. Now, right now, I'm 2 pawns up, but I got into a clearly winning rook on endgame. And I'm protecting both these pawns. I will pick up the h5 pawn, and white has to resign, basically. Well, with that, I think we can move from this game, and maybe what happened to Notre Dame? Is the game still on?
Yeah, I believe there have been some decisive results. Of course, the one we checked out with Murzin and Dion, Awanda won against Voldar, and we also see a decisive result between Carissa Yip and Gina.
Yeah. Right now, this game is going on between Nodribek and Abdusator, but there's really nothing to play for. It's just a completely drawn position. Yeah. I mean, at this point, even without the pawn on h3, it's a dead draw. I mean, technically speaking, even h2 draws at this position, hands down.
And then, of course, there's another drawn position between Christopher and Mark. More easy. And you?
Let me see, but yeah, let's go to that game because this is completely drawn here. Yeah, opposite color bishop endgames are so tricky always. This I would say it's equal, but it's not a dead draw yet. There could be some tricks. At least the players will keep on playing. So b7, rook to b1. Make sure this square is controlled as solidly as possible. I mean, computer calls it 0.00, but clearly black will be trying to get g5, g4 somehow. But I believe, yeah, this should end in a draw without much difficulty from white side. I like king e4. You don't want to bring the king there, but make sure all your pieces are close enough to take care of these two squares. And also rook c5 is a very nice move. So now it will be extremely difficult to push any of these pawns. Yeah, I would also like to mention that today the gift of the day, you can get the lesson by me when I'm showing classics to the students, Gukesh, Nihal, Sara and Jansaya. Some very, very interesting positions. Do check it, guys.
Definitely after the commentary session, I'll be looking at that video in particular. How long will it be available for?
This one I'm not very sure. It should be. I mean, for premium members, it's always available. Maybe mods, you can let us know for how long this will be available.
Yeah. Gift of the day: improve your chess with this free lesson. I really like that poster. It's a cool poster.
So we have all the games. Let's
all the games are completed.
Yeah, all the games are completed. So let's get the standings quickly.
Yeah.
So
and we were just informed.
Wait, are there still games going on?
Game. I don't think there's a game. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the games are over. Yeah, Vincent won.
So Vincent won the game, and we were just informed that the video will be available for a week for those of you who are not premium members. So definitely take a look at that as quickly as possible, or become a premium member. Then you can check it out after a week. Yeah. So what is the gap between games? Do players get a chance to rest a little bit?
No, you start almost immediately.
Oh, oh my goodness. No time to grab water.
Yeah, maybe some 5 minutes or something, not much. But look at this technique by Vincent here. He had 3 pawns, but to win, you just need, a winning position at the cost of, you can give as many pawns as you want as long as you have a winning position. That's what he did here. He first gave 1 pawn. Now, starting to give a threat that I want to push the h pawns. And at the right moment, I believe he should also give up this pawn, and then the king should come somewhere here. So waiting. I really like this. Pay attention to this particular moment. The king is ideally placed. The rook is optimally placed on b4, keeping eye on both the pawns. So at this point, what do? You pass on the move to your opponent. You bring the same position and you say, hey, make a move. That is what Vincent did here. Played the move rook to d2, king e3, rook to g2, and got back rook to c2.
That's incredible. Oh my goodness, I'm learning something. This is awesome.
Now, basically, this is what we call zugzwang. like, okay, you go king g3, king e3, then have king g3. And once you move the rook, so now there is no more attack. And now you gave me a path. So my king is ready to march towards queenside. So king h2. And now I don't need this pawn. All I need is my king here. And that's where the king is heading. And at this point,
Oh no.
resigned.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, we have got the results, by the way.
Yes. Do you want to take a look at the standings?
Yeah, absolutely. So the results: Jujiner bet Carissa, Leitingi bet Balaji, Leon lost to Vincent, that as we saw. Avender mated Volodar in a complicated middle game. Dinara Nodribek was a draw. Yali Sarapaden half, Christopher Yu, Maruzi draw. Polina won against Jonas. There we have our standing. With 2 rounds to go, Avender is having the tiniest gap margin against. He's on 10 and a half, and Vincent is on 10 points. By the way, Jesse, I want to mention that this round we are going to basically see only one single game, and that is going to be Avender Livon versus Vincent Kema. They are going to play against each other. So this is definitely the game of the day.
I like that. And only half a point. There's only half a point difference between the two players as well. I mean, Awanda's on 10 and a half and Vincent's on 10. So it is going to be pretty intense. And I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the game. I'll definitely be asking questions if that's okay.
Absolutely. And I believe this will be the championship round. Well, although Christopher Yu and Nodribek, they probably have some theoretical chance, but I would say not much. And as a non-biased commentator, I must also say that I'm exceptionally happy that Team Polgar is leading.
Yeah, so now there's a 7-point gap between the two teams, as Team Kramnik only scored 1 point, I believe, as mentioned in chat. 1 win for Team Kramnik.
Yeah.
Will Awanda spam the offer draw button? I don't know. Will he? But there are 2 games left, no?
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is going to be a crazy fight. And Vincent has got white. He really knows that he needs to win this game. Otherwise, the championship is going to slip away if he does not win this game. And basically, championship is all what they are playing for in this particular tournament. Remember the golden ticket, getting the chance in this Magnus event. That's what they're playing for. So definitely Vincent will go all out in this game.
Indeed. I remember the first time we met, Surya, Hari Krishna was definitely showering your praise, and he mentioned you were a second for Anand. Is that true?
Yeah, I assisted him for his World Championship matches against Kramnik, Topolov, and Gelfand. So a thing that I am always happy about, that I always saw Anand winning. So I have very happy memories.
That's incredible.
I also worked with Hari on a number of occasions, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. How about you, Jesse? How did you come into streaming? And
Oh, I wasn't anyone's second. Well, not yet. I hope one day. No, it was myself and my Olympic teammate, Rebecca Selkirk. We decided to start a Twitch channel called #chess, a little bit of self-promo at the moment. So we stream on Twitch about 5 days a week, if not maybe more. And yeah, we've been streaming for about 18 months and enjoying every second of it. Initially, our goal was to commercialize chess a little bit in South Africa, sort of promoting the game and getting more people interested in it. And I think we just started getting involved with other streamers and different platforms. So to be honest, I'm living out my dream. And I know Rebecca and I have a lot of dreams and goals with the channel to sort of promote chess some more and also give back to the players, because in South Africa, chess isn't as big as we'd like it to be. So we're definitely trying to do something about that. Yeah.
Well, if you ever need a grandmaster going to South Africa, I would love to go there. I mean, this is a place I always wanted to go, but I haven't been there yet. I'm a diehard fan of wildlife and everything. So
That's awesome. Okay, what are you doing next month? Let's plan a tournament. No, I'll definitely keep in touch. Yes. I like that. Nice. Yes, we'll definitely keep in touch. Yes. So you say you like wildlife. Have you ever been on a safari before?
Many times actually, but mostly in India. Mostly in
Okay.
India.
I'm assuming, wait, this is a bad assumption. Elephants and tigers.
Elephants, tigers, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I don't think I've seen a tiger in real life. Maybe once at a circus.
okay.
I don't know. I'd love to see a tiger.
So we start in another 3 minutes.
You can't spell Surya without SA.
That's actually
Good one.
That's true. That's true. So we start in 3 minutes. Chat, what would you like to do? Would you like to solve a very quick puzzle, or would you like?
Let's
very
do
quick
that.
puzzle?
I like that. I like that.
All right.
Can we
let's
have
go.
a puzzle? I also want to scratch my head a little bit.
All right. What do you play here as black? Quickly on
Ooh.
chat. And let's
On
see.
chat.
We have chat on YouTube and Twitch and Chess24. Let's see who gets this correct.
I'm going to see if I can beat chat. Oh, thank you so much to the mods who are spamming my Twitch link and chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks, Alekine. Ooh.
All right, guys, let's do it.
Where can I get a tie like that? I feel like if I had a tie like yours, Surya, I would automatically become a better chess player, just a grandmaster or something, you know? I need a tie like that.
Do you know why I'm wearing this tie? And the other day I was in court. I mean, normally I come in, some t-shirt or just some half shirt. But I'm so used to seeing Peter Leko in just 24 streams, right? When he's commenting, but I am personally missing him. So I thought, since he's not there, at least someone should come with a tie and coat, and every time they should dress very properly. So
Okay.
this
Well,
is
maybe you knew I wasn't going to dress properly, so you dressed properly on behalf of both of us. So thank you very much.
all right. So I'm getting a lot of chat on YouTube. How is it going in Twitch, by the way? And
I don't see any. Okay, we have one suggestion of queen takes a2. Queen takes a2.
So now I would like to address to King Zlatan, who not only said queen takes a2 and also said next puzzle, please. So King Zlatan, this is for you. Queen takes a2. This is your next puzzle. Now find white to play and win, because queen takes a2 was a blunder.
Oh my goodness.
Any other move apart from queen takes a2 at this point, the pawn was attacked. Something like rook cd8 would have been wiser. Queen takes a2 was played.
Can I try this one?
Yes, please.
Okay. Could white play queen to d1, defending both rooks and also threatening to win the queen?
Absolutely. So everything is stopped. There is no rook c1 happening, and the queen is lost. The point here, the reason I gave this puzzle to the chat, that often, right, we only think about ourselves. We do not think about who is in front of us. So when you are thinking about queen a2, you are probably not thinking what white could do, and that's how the blunder happens, guys. So every time think in this way, what my opponent is going to do. That's very important. So any other move like rook cd8 would be wiser, although white is slightly better, but definitely better than queen to a2. I am not very sure if we have time for more.
So was that the puzzle?
That's all, yeah.
Rook to d8 is the move for black?
Yeah, I mean, essentially black is having a difficult position, but I have tried this with even many strong players. But of course, when I give it to, let's say, strong player, I would say you have to answer in like 1 second. And then they're like, okay, queen takes a2.
I feel baited. No, I would have guessed the same thing. Yeah, rook d8 is not a satisfying solution to a puzzle. 1 out of 10.
Absolutely. I don't know. Yeah, bishop f6 would be, yeah, then I'm losing the pawn. So rook c d8 would have been wiser. By the way, I'm just curious, if the games have started or not. Ooh, games have started.
Okay, they've started. All right.
Guys, we know what game we are going to see now.
Yes, we are. We're jumping straight into the game where Vincent is playing against a Wonder. Really excited to see what happens in that game. Of course, I'm pretty sure Vincent knows what's at stake here. He knows that he has to pull off a win to be able to secure a possible first place for himself. A draw wouldn't entirely be a bad thing, but I'm sure he wants to go full all in, right, with white pieces.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trailing by half a point, you have white. You are playing the leader. I really like his choice of opening here, going for this particular system, and this double fianchetto. And after bishop e7, takes, castle, castle. And I want to point out that he did not commit d4. He's keeping the square free for a future knight to d4 if needed. So he starts with e3, knight bd7. For example, at this point, if we play d4, we will get to a position that can come from different move orders, where white typically plays knight e2, knight c3, knight e2, knight f4, rook to c1, and rook e1, this other rook to c2. But this time, in this particular move order, white has not committed d4. So white plays knight c3. And once again, keeping this square free so that maybe sometimes the knight can use this path to go to f5. Playing rook c1, keeping an eye for getting the knight to d4 with a tempo. In fact, that's why a6 is played so that black doesn't have to bother about knight to c5. Now, rook e1, again, not committing. These are all non-committal moves. You don't want to play d4. You are kind of waiting. Like, would you play knight c5? And that's what happened in the game. Now, not to play d4, that allows knight e4, but the move e3. And note that how cleverly a6 was more or less was provoked, so that you don't have any kind of bishop a6 business attacking on d3. Now, keeping this bishop open, aiming that I want to get my knight to f5, I really like white's position at this point, and also the strategy. I want to emphasize on one point that while playing for 4 in a must-win situation, one should never play forced lines. Never, ever. You don't enter the main line with long forcing theory, hoping your opponent will not know. Because what if he knows? Rather, you would like to choose this kind of position where it's a long game and nothing to do with theory.
Very true. I'm so caught in this habit of saying to myself, okay, in the opening, central control is important, and I should play c5 with the pawn instead of the knight. Why would you say c5 with the pawn is worse than playing with the knight?
Well, once you play c5, then I wouldn't mind playing d4 and trying to give you this hanging pawns. That's why white was waiting. White was keeping the option, at this point. For example, if you play c5 here, now I wouldn't mind playing d4, and then trying to take. And when you take, I try to say that both your pawns are weak, and I can, build pressure in various different ways, basically.
Okay.
Oh, I like Sadnik, who is saying in the chat, Surya, a wise man at this age already. Well, is it already known that I have crossed 25?
2500 or 25 the age?
I crossed age 25. So this is well known already. Okay, thank you.
I don't know your age.
I'm
doing my research.
You Google that, okay. Thank you, Jesse. It was very nice.
You're welcome. No, I mean, I also thought you were in your 20s.
You thought I was in my 20s, right?
Yes, that's what I thought. And I was like, okay, let me just confirm. Nice talking to me, okay. Sorry.
All right, by the way, we got some moves there. Remember, I was mentioning in the other line that rook comes to c2. That's what happened in the game, knight e6. Before moving this knight, a very standard maneuver, rook coming to c2. I also want to emphasize on this fact that many times a move like bishop h3 could be annoying, hitting the knight rook on c8. The position what we have on the board right now, it's not about the evaluation, but it's simply about that it's much more easier for white to play. I will play knight e2, threatening knight to d4. I have moves like bishop h3 if needed. And anytime when you play c5, then I will consider playing d4. That's more or less the positional concept in this position.
So I have a question for you. Are you an e4 or d4 player? And just note that your answer will say a lot about you as a person.
Seriously? So, okay, I play e4, d4, knight f3, c4, all four of this. And recently I committed a crime in BL by playing 1b3. What does that mean?
Were you taking after Adiban?
I tried that. I cannot blame it completely, but I lost.
Oh no. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I started my chess career as e4. Then after working with Anand, I played d4 because for Kramnik match, we prepared d4. And then I picked up knight f3 and c4. And all I can say, if I play a game tomorrow, there is no way my opponent will know what I'm going to play because I am never sure what I'm going to play.
Okay. So we have to keep you away from Twitter so that you can play better chess. That sounds like a plan. We have to keep you away from Twitter so that you can play better chess. Because chat is mentioning that you're playing meme openings now.
Meme openings?
Yeah, meme.
Meme openings. By the way, getting back to the game, we see the strategy once again, Vincent waited, did not push d4 before black played c5. I want to emphasize once again at this point, if you play d4, you block your bishop, black is never going to play c5. And black would have kept this knight on e4, this other knight on f6. That's why the strategic battle, making all this slow moves, keeping this option open. And only when c5 was played, now playing d4, and saying that sooner or later I'm going to take this pawn, giving you a choice. Maybe I'll not do it right now, or maybe I will. Who knows?
Who knows?
And once you take, then maybe knight to e4. Vincent goes for the other plan. Actually, this one I'm not very big fan of, but yeah, I would probably seriously consider a move like even knight to a4. I'm actually a bit curious why he didn't do this, hitting the pawn on b6 and increasing pressure on c5. Instead, he went knight to e2, and knight e4, knight e5. By the way, chat, I would really like, unless there is some objection here, I would really like to stay with this game because this is, after all, the championship match. So.
Objection.
Yeah, there is objection?
By me. No, I'm only kidding. But it does look like things are getting quite heated over on the next board between Paulina and Mark.
All right, let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. You want to check Paulina and Mark.
What are your thoughts here?
First thought is white is completely winning. I mean, completely killing. I don't know, winning is probably too strong. But my explanation is fairly straightforward. I mean, you can never play f6 because e6 is hanging. If you take, then also you're never going to play f6 in any case. So on king side, you don't have anything. Center, I have more space. Queen side also I have more space. I mean, even if I go c5, I was just about to say c5 on the board, and then start pushing my pawns all the way to queen side. On which side of the board is black going to play?
In the center, which is impossible.
It's impossible.
Yes. So white is just stopping black's play altogether, and he has no card to play.
I would consider a move like queen f3, hitting on h5. Having said that, even if you take, you are still better. So, now it is matter of personal choice what you would like to do. What is going on with Nodilbeck? I don't like this bishop. And I do like f5 happening, king moving to maybe h2, rook coming to g1.
At least it is not the c8 bishop. The f8 bishop.
Yeah, this also probably black should seriously consider about playing f5, but then again, c6 is hanging also. And
I don't like that bishop. Wait till you see Jesse's. That's because I'm a French defense player, and the c8 bishop is sad sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, not only this, I also do not like the time situation at this point, having only 3 minutes. Let's get back to our championship game between Vincent and Kramer. So we saw knight e2 that I was not a big fan about, but it doesn't spoil the advantage at least. Knight e4, knight e5. Would you play queen e1 at some point to maintain the aesthetic beauty of the position?
Just to cover all 8 squares, you would win connect 8 with the help of your opponent.
Yes.
I thought queen e1 was some like idea that I haven't seen yet. So is it just for purely aesthetic purposes that you'd want to play queen e1?
Yeah, purely aesthetic purposes. I mean, otherwise there's just absolutely no idea of playing queen to e1. So knight e3 on the board. Knight f4. Wow, I am being informed that queen e1 was actually the third option of the computer. Now, I can assure computer, they have incredible calculation power and so on, but they do not have the sense of aesthetic beauty. Apparently now, queen e1 is getting into top choice.
I think the next chess engine, they should incorporate something called the aesthetic beauty evaluation. So I think that's queen e1 is 0 plus 6-1. First option is 0.7. So that's not far off. That is not far off. But also depends what engine they're using. What engine are you using, Mr. Computer?
So g takes f4, getting more stability on the e5 square. Knight going to e5, and this move h3, a typical Peter Leko kind of move, a typical Vincent kind of move also. Doing literally nothing, just saying, you know, I'm improving my position slowly. Maybe I'll put my king on h2 at some point. But right now, I just don't want to show what I want to do immediately. Once again, not a huge fan of this move, because I think h3 is a move that that kind of forever takes away the f3 idea. Not that I'm going to play f3 in next 2-3 moves, but maybe I would like to keep this option. h3 on the board, queen to e6.
h3 was played.
h3 was played, queen e6. I have a feeling black solved his problems. You know, if I go back to this position, it did look very good for white. You know, I could play knight e4, I could attack for this pawns. But in last few moves, particularly here, I don't see what am I, how exactly am I going to proceed here? Also, also I don't have any time advantage. This
You have to change your surname to Surya Picasso. Yes.
Surya Picasso?
Yes, because you admire the aesthetic and beauty of chess games.
Ah, okay. Not Surya Da Vinci.
Yeah, Surya Da Vinci then, yes.
So, yeah, and look at this bishop on g2. How do I activate this? Again, I played the move h3, so playing f3 is not going to be easy.
I was actually thinking about like your idea with queen e1. Would queen e1 with the idea of f3 be maybe an idea? I'm not sure. Before queen e2. Before queen e2. So after queen e6.
After h3.
Yeah, so queen e1 now, yeah.
Yeah, my only problem is once I play both f3 with h3, actually, if I wanted to play f3, I would definitely not play h3, because then my idea would be, no, like after f3, I can use the square, get the pin, then try to get e4.
Yeah.
At least slightly. But once I played h3, I kind of said that, look, I'm not going to play f3, because then my bishop is dying here. So instead we see a4. Now a4 is an interesting idea. Keeping an option of a5, not that I'll play immediately, but something that black should be constantly watching out.
Indeed. So a4. Or is a4 played? a4 was played.
A4 was played.
So do you think he's trying to stop the activity on the king side and then going for something on the queen side instead?
I would say at this point, Vincent is not finding a concrete plan, and he is making all this, moves that does not ruin the position, does not change the position, but keeps some sort of threats and giving black an option. When you play a move like a4, black is thinking, should I stop a5? Should I play a5, weakening this square? Or should I simply stay? Should I make a move like, I don't know, h6, king h7, for example? So these moves, particularly moves like a4, h3, if you can make this move fast, giving the small options to your opponent and gain a little bit of time. So as I was saying, chess is more about non-forcing moments. It is at these moments the stronger player will excel always better, because forcing moves are always easier to calculate, easier to see. Yeah. But if you spend too much time on non-forcing moves, then when the forcing situation comes, you do not have that much time in hand to calculate.
Then I should probably stop doing tactics. Yeah. Would it be a good idea, because I see the rook on the 7th rank, it might be easy to bring it over to the king side. Would it be a good idea for black to play something like h6 and g5? So after bishop takes e5, pawn takes, and then h6?
I'm just shocked and speechless after seeing this move, bishop into e5.
It's bad?
It is played, and I'm not at all a big fan. I mean, just like I'm biased to the Polgar team, I'm also biased towards the bishops. But I mean, for me, a very natural move was, to play h6, and I don't know, king h7. You can even think actually about playing g5, h6 and g5. But I think the tournament situation, Evander wants to keep it very simple. But the move bishop into e5 is really shocking. Why would you give this bishop at this moment? There was no threat. You can take bishop into e5 at any given point. Just make a move h6. Or anything literally, because take c4. I don't like this position at all for black. But is it only me who doesn't like this position, or?
I think the engine liked the position before bishop to d4, but that's because I have the engine up. I'm cheating a little bit here.
That's okay. So, I'll be very happy if you can keep one engine on, because I am constantly without engine, and it just makes sure that I'm not blabbering here and suggesting some blunder. But right now it feels like from a human perspective, I think white is clearly better. Am I wrong?
From a human perspective, no, I definitely agree. Do you think because the pawns are sort of locked and it's a real static position, that black thought it was okay to give up the bishop for the knight? Or did he forget that this e5 pawn could become strong later on?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, once again, I do not see the need. Like, why I had to force something when there was nothing going on? Why would I give a concession? For no reason. I'm giving up my bishop. I'm giving a fast pawn, and after that, I'm also giving a very good square to the bishop. So right now there is this bishop and the fast pawn, and my knight is actually not stabilized at all. It can anytime get kicked out. For example, imagine if black did not play a5 After b4, f3, the knight would get trapped on e4. So a5 was played, and we get a position like this. I'm definitely in favor of white. And I'm wondering what is happening after f3 right now. Because the knight does not have a square, you have to go to c5. I see I can take a pawn. What am I missing? Oh, there is bishop a6. Yeah, maybe this is what I'm missing. And then I have to go back, and then you take on. You take on a4.
Oh, I see. Okay. If we may take a look at Kadem versus you for a second.
Sorry.
They are in an endgame at the moment. Kadem, Sarah Sadat.
Yeah. Let me pull up the
There we go.
screen.
Yes. It was a bit to and fro, but I see you at the moment has 20 seconds on the clock versus Kadem's 4 minutes. So that's quite challenging there with an endgame like this.
Take.
Mhm.
So here, probably the time will not matter at all, because this pawn is getting lost now. How do you cannot save the pawn? You'll probably play knight h4, but that's rook c8. Sorry, I completely missed there is rook c8. But wait a second, what happens if I take rook takes c5? You have to take, I take, you have to take. I cannot save this pawn, but yeah, I'm not in any kind of danger. I can play king h7, knight c6. By the way, that's on the board. We have this position on the board. So I guess some sort of a draw.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have
Oh
this
my
position.
goodness.
Yeah, let's switch back to the Vincent game. So h6, the move I was screaming for long time, but it's a bit too late, I must say. e4 is happening. Why shouldn't white play e4? I think e4 will be blitz out. Oh no, e4 was not played. Ah, very nice. He took bishop takes c5 because rook c5 allows rook to d6, and after bc5, look at this pawn structure.
Beautiful.
Rook d8 happened. Sooner or later, e4 is happening. Vincent is winning this game.
Looks like he's feeling very comfortable with the position as well.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday at some point, Tanya asked me, literally at gunpoint, you have to tell who will win the championship, whether it will be Vincent or Evander. I went for Vincent. So looks like
at gunpoint. Well, let's hope you're never at gunpoint in a situation like that.
I mean, you know how Tanya asked, yeah? You have no choice, basically.
Okay, true.
Yeah, so e4. What is going to happen after e4? How do you play after e4? h4. Getting the bishop to h3 first and then going for e4. I saw this, but I was thinking if something like this. There is queen d7 or rook d7. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So I don't think either of them are students of Kramnik. Both of them are students of Holger, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But yeah, we could, you sort of split the group into two, and half of them were coached by Polga and her team, and half of them were coached by Kramnik and his team, if that answers your question in chat.
That is right. And after h5, I do not see how black is going to play. So if I take here now, once you take, there is bishop takes f5 check, if I'm not wrong. But although question kind of gets very sharp, there is e6. Oh, this white will win. So anyway, after h takes g6, black take the move king g7. After queen c3, I'm expecting resignation in another less than 10 moves. I don't think black is going to survive 10 moves here.
10 moves. Is that a bet? No, they're both down to about 45, 30 seconds. And Wanda is probably coming to terms with the position right now.
I just don't see a defense. Like, okay, if you play a move like rook b3, I just take on f5 maybe.
And you can see how serious they are on the cameras now as well.
Yeah. So bishop b7 was played instead.
Still not easy to see, but I'm sure e4 will be played. Oh, rook d6. You already won one yesterday. What bet did you win yesterday?
Once again, I'm struggling to get the moves here. c3 was played, hg6, king g7 was played.
You can see Leko's influence.
Yeah, that's it. So let's have a quick look. hg6, king g7, queen c3, rook d6. He went for straightforward endgame, and e4. Yeah, it is not going to last. As I said, it is not going to last more than 10 moves. Bishop takes f5. Resignation at another 4 moves.
And
Or
there's
right
been a
here.
resignation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the point was you cannot even hope for like something like queen f6 and perpetual, because I don't take here. I give a check and then take it with check.
And we do have some results on the other boards as well. Morizi beat Shuvalova, Polina, and Abdullah Saturov. Yes, there's some games that have finished.
There are actually some games going on. This one I believe will be is pretty much drawish. Let's have a look at yeah, this one ended in a draw pretty quickly. Let's look at Carissa game. This looks more sharp. Allowing rook h to check because there is king g1. Your thoughts, Jesse?
I'm just visiting the same game as you are for a second.
Sorry?
In this position? Sorry, I was just getting to the game as well. Well, he's still spending his time here, 10 seconds to think.
What happens if I take? Is this a perpetual? You have to queen.
Take.
I take. You take. Well, this looks perpetual to me.
King?
Or not?
Surely they can make it out because rook f2, queen
check,
e4, king g1. Oh,
then
king h2.
Then maybe rook f3 and king g3. Oh, this is on the board. But was this a perpetual somehow? Would I actually play queen d2 at this point? I mean, intuitively it feels like this could be a perpetual, but I'm not sure. Maybe not. Who knows?
King f1.
Well, king f1, I thought I could go queen to d1. But in any case, that's not that's not the position we have right now. We have this kind of position. Yeah, and here I believe the king will find some sort of an escape route somewhere. Or yeah, actually, this is a key square because suddenly you give queen c2 and it comes with check.
I believe Carissa Yip is actually 2400. I do recognize her name as she played in the Cairns Cup last year in the US and did quite well, as well as the World Cup this year, which I saw her play. So that was really cool. Definitely, when I say in form, and she won the game. Resignation.
Yeah. By the way, I just saw. Oh, it was a perpetual indeed. I got confirmation. This was a perpetual. I could not. I mean, intuitively, it felt like a perpetual. Maybe it was queen e2 where he went wrong. Probably it was queen to d2. And if you go here, then I believe what check? I have this check actually. Oh, this check.
Yes.
Maybe this check, yeah.
Yes, because queen d6 doesn't work due to...
No.
Or does it? Maybe it does.
Queen d6 also, I don't see.
Yeah.
Queen d6, queen d6. Because after queen e1 check, apparently king f4.
Okay.
g5, you're escaping, and once the king escapes, then I believe it is over. So what was the difference then? The point is, in the game, queen was on e5. So then you could play king f2. I had to give some sort of queen h2, and the king kind of escaped. Here, I'm restricting the king, let's say, in this box. I will not allow you to get out of this box. That is why it is perpetual. Yeah, I was actually slightly surprised with c7 because you can play some other move and keep the game going, because c7 is very committal. When you play c7, you are just risking too much. By the way, there is one last game going on. There is the Sara game. Wow, how did that happen? How did that happen actually? This was a 100% sure draw. I mean, Jesse, can you actually imagine that white managed to lose both these pawns?
My goodness.
How is that possible? Okay, one gone, two gone. Just one casual move.
One falls. Yes.
Yeah, one casual move, and then both the pawns are gone.
Well, it's seconds on the clock though, so it is understandable. Surely. Ooh, the technique.
Yeah, tremendous technique. Yeah. This is over. This is over, but we are going to see king, bishop, knight versus king. This game will go on for a while. I just stumble into the finishing position of Balaji and Leon, and I can't help to get here and take you through this last moment. Jesse, what do you think of bishop takes? Would you take bishop takes b2 in this position?
It does look like he's grabbing pawns when he should be careful about his king safety.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be super scared to take this pawn. I understand I'm a pawn down, but allowing f6, that I do not like at all. Rook e8, taking the help of back rank. Now if I play queen h6, there is bishop f6. We cannot take because of the back rank. c3, a very nice move. Attacking here, taking advantage of the fact that now you cannot play queen b3 because there is no time to save.
I like that, yes.
So king h8 was more or less obligatory. Queen h6, threatening mate. Rook g8, rook f3. Chat, what is the threat?
We are seeing a bishop and knight checkmate over on Kadem's board, by the way.
Let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
if you want, sorry. Sorry to
absolutely.
take you away from that. But it's a great ending tactic that you are showing us there. Hope to come back to it.
No, absolutely. I'm amazed that Sara is playing king b4 here and not heading for this side. Because you want to go to that corner, not this corner. And after I'm completely perplexed at this point. You never want to get to this corner where you will get mated. You want to get to rather that corner.
Yeah.
I mean, if you cannot stay in the center, by playing this move and followed by not going to b5, she's just boxed around. Basically she's boxed at.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at drawing arrows.
I like these boxes. And they have crossed over move 100. If you were to see the entire table of moves, it's just notation everywhere.
What will happen? King to a2, king a3 will be played, then king c2 will be played. After king a2, bishop b4 will be played, then king a1 will happen. Now bishop b4 will happen. and then knight d3, knight c1, and bishop c3 is a mate. Here, sometimes the mind is completely blocked. Probably she was too upset that she gave away 2 pawns. But yeah, for me, actually at this point, yeah, this king b4 move is it is actually shocking that you're not heading for the other side, making the task so much easier for the attacking side. By the way, getting back to this position, we saw f6, g6, c3, a very nice move. Actually, the move c3 and this background motif, it reminds me of very famous game of Tal versus Banik, although that was a completely different motif, but the bishop was on b2 and the star move was on c3. Chat, do check out this game. Mikhail Tal white and Banik is black. One of the greatest combination by Mikhail Tal I have ever seen. Mods, if you can find this game, Tal versus Banik, where Tal goes c3 and then plays this astonishing move queen e2, threatening the back rank. So that would be a very good lesson, if you have not seen this game. By the way, this is also the game which you will be seeing in the classic that I'm showing to Rupesh Nihal, Sarah and Jansaya. So we got the standings up, by the way.
Yes, let's
Vincent, by winning this game, took the lead.
Yeah.
Now on 11 points. Followed by Evander Lee. Yes, Jesse, go on.
Sorry, he probably only needs a draw in the last round to come first. So that's pretty exciting for him.
What is the tiebreak, by the way? And not
should it not be direct encounter? What is the tiebreak?
Yes, direct encounter. It's the direct encounter.
Point score, direct encounter, win Sonnenberger. Yep.
Vincent needs a draw while Evander needs to win, and Christopher and Nodibek. Actually, it's kind of interesting because theoretically it is also possible that 4 players are finishing on 11 points. I'm just saying hypothetically. So championship is still open. However, with a draw, Vincent is clear winner, and Dinara versus Vincent. Evander will be playing against Balaji, and Nodibek is paired against Christopher Yu. Can we go back to the standing, please? Who was along with Nodibek? Who was playing? Christopher Yu and Nodibek was on 10 points. So only one of them can go to 11. Actually, they are playing against each other. So one of them could go to 11 points. So theoretically, it can be 3 players on 11 points also. So championship is still open. It is favoring Vincent. And as a non-biased commentator, I must say Team Poker is leading.
Of course, Team Pink all the way.
Yeah.
Well, now trailing by 6 points, not 7 anymore, and going into the final round. Perhaps there could be a turnaround. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on the players. I do have the teams in front of me, so I know who is playing for Team Polga and Team Kramnik. It is unfortunate that the players in the same group have to play against each other. So it is sort of, you got to play for yourself. But at the end, the points are tallied and it goes according to which team is better. So in 5 minutes, the final game will begin. So they do have a bit of time to rest. It's nice.
All right. How about this one? Yeah, this King h8, Queen h6 was played. Mate is threatened. Rook g8, Rook to f3.
Beautiful.
And there is just no way to stop. I'm thinking, was there a way to stop the mate? Actually, I am seeing a way to stop the mate.
Yeah? Wait, I need to look at this as well.
I am seeing a way to stop the mate. In fact, currently I'm not seeing how exactly white is winning. Chats, and I'm without computer, so I could be completely wrong here, but chats, can you see a way for black to save this position? At least not getting mated. Once again, without engine, I could be blabbering here, but still, as of now, I did not see an instant win. It should be winning for white.
Winning for white.
Yeah, I still don't see a win. Yes, Pablo, that's right. Yes, Kostov, that is right. Actually, do not see a mate after that. I mean, in the game, Queen B3 happened, hoping for Queen D1, and after Queen takes H7,
How is
Black
Bishop
resign because this is mate. Yeah, but I'm not.
I see. Bishop C1. Okay.
How do you play
seeing
after?
it.
Well, you cannot take Queen H7 because I have Bishop to H6, which means you are kind of forced to take on C1. Now I take back. Now you cannot go to H6 because there is back rank mate.
Yeah.
Initially, I was thinking maybe a move like Rook H3, but I can't even take it. And let's not forget, I have these defensive motives like G5 and Rook G6. So isn't Bishop C1 saving? Guys, any of you have engines? So maybe you can just confirm if Bishop C1 is saving or not.
What about G4?
Well, you mean at this point, yeah?
Yes. G4.
Yeah, I'll just take here, yeah? This.
Oh no, never mind.
It's interesting that I don't even understand how white is.
Yeah, the sacrifice doesn't work. Bishop C1 is incredibly difficult to find.
I got a confirmation that Bishop C1 is after all the drawing.
0, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0.
Well, thanks, Elegant Battery, for giving the link to my channel. Yeah, I also do have a YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm gonna go subscribe right now.
Yeah, please do it. Oh, Bishop C1 is nice. This I really like.
Recently, it wasn't recently, but your featured video is a conversation you had with Anant. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
Guys, you wanna do some puzzle? Very quick one.
Yes, please. Yes, say yes to puzzles, everyone.
All right, we have 3 minutes. This is going to be a very difficult one for 3 minutes, but I will help you guys. The question is as follows: would you castle here or not? I just want to confirm how many minutes do we have? Can we know before the liftoff final games? Do we have like 2 minutes? Oh, it's 1 minute. So I will
1
go.
minute to solve.
The 1 minute to solve will be injustice to the viewers. So this is a game between Xu Jun, Chinese Grandmaster, and Black was Ivanchuk. White played the move castle. I'll just take you to the critical position. So of course, when you play castle, you kind of have to see b4. Now, after b4, what move would you consider as white, Jesse?
I would consider probably e5.
E5 is the only move, otherwise the e4 pawn is lost. So e4, e5 was played in the game. White was counting, you take here, I take there, you take my pawn, I take your pawn, you queen, I queen, and now my queen is stronger because it's looking at your queen, and Black's queen is kind of stuck there, it can get trapped. This was his idea, but Ivanchuk, the genius Ivanchuk, had completely different idea in mind. He took on c3, white took on f6, he took on b2, Black took on g7, Black to play for chat and for Jesse very quickly, who can get it first.
Okay. Or you could take the bishop on c1.
If you take the bishop on c1, then I take the bishop on f8, and I take and I say, your king is kind of still uncastled, while my king is safe.
Okay. Well,
what did the genius Ivanchuk play here?
Genius Ivanchuk. Ivanchuk, what did you play? Ivanchuk played.
All right, since the games have started, I will give just 10 more seconds. It's a brilliant move.
Okay. Is it rook g8?
It is b takes a1, but
okay. Oh, a knight.
A knight. A knight that attacks the queen. And that is how Ivanchuk tricked Xu Jun and won the game. All right, guys, the games have started. I wish I could have given you more time. It's a bit unfair to give 1 minute for such a position. But let's jump into the game. Dinara versus Vincent. one of the championship round. Vincent is perfectly aware if he gets a draw, he is winning. He will be very, very solid here. We got a proper Catalan here. The very main line. A number of ways to play a5. There are many games here. I'm expecting knight cg on knight bd2 at this point. So I will knight bd2 on the board. Let's have a quick look on a couple of more boards. For example, this one where players are aware that only winner will have some side chance to win the championship with some luck. Bishop d3, a move that I have faced a number of times. In fact, I'm not 100% sure if Nordic played with me, but one of this very talented Uzbek grandmaster played with me in 2018 Asian Championship. And the idea is to keep the bishop on f3. This is a very sideline, keeping the bishop on f3, having a target on b7. In my game, I think I played c5, bishop d6 on the board, knight e2, castle. We got a very standard position. Usually, we are more used to seeing the knight on f3 and bishop on d3 or e2. But with this formation, white is keeping a target on b7 and trying to claim that it is not going to be very easy to develop this bishop. However, I like black's position actually. I like black's position because I think he solved all his problems. I mean, he can play c6 at any given point. Right now, I believe he will play h6, chasing the bishop away.
I see that Nordibek doesn't have a camera. Is that just a personal preference?
Sorry?
Nordibek just has his photograph because he hasn't blinked for about 2 minutes. So
yeah, that's actually his photograph. It's probably some sort of internet issue. I mean, normally they are having videos. So
yes.
It must be some kind of technical thing. So what is going on in other boards? So there was Avander. What is he doing? Let me get his board. This time we got exactly a Rosolimo. The chat already knows I'm horrible with opening names. Jesse, do you know what is this opening called? I mean, with the knight on f3. Yeah, go on.
Oh, sorry. With the knight on f3?
With the knight on f3, it's Rosolimo, but I don't know what
Rosolimo. I mean, if he plays f4 at some stage, it'll be Grand Prix. But usually in a position like this, maybe you'd expect like knight d4 or something.
Yeah, a knight d4 was played in the game, knight f3, e6.
Okay.
Castle was played, bishop to d3. And we got a position, bishop on d3, cutting the bishop, but very well aware that this bishop will come from b2.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get rid of this pawn in order to develop freely. So all very standard play, I must say. The knight on e4 looks good, but it is not doing anything because all the squares are controlled. You cannot really jump anywhere. So instead, Avander played the move knight to g3, giving a positional threat of knight h5. If the knight goes to h5, then it is going to create a lot of trouble. And Balaji rightly played the move bishop f6, eliminating the strong bishop. Queen c1, and now at least once the bishop is gone, I don't see any danger.
No, Magnus is not playing in this event. This is the Challengers event. I believe the winner of this event will be able to play in the Champions Chess Tour, the next leg thereof.
That is absolutely right, yeah. So this position I would consider even. The only question is, how do you deal with knight h5 threat?
Would you suggest maybe taking on b2?
I was thinking that even after this, is knight h5 a threat? Because I do have moves like knight to d4. In fact, knight d4 was played instantly. Actually, I like this even more. Because now it's not very easy to get rid of this bishop. And if you take, I take with the queen, maybe I do not even give you the access to this diagonal. I do not see any problem in black's position. It's kind of equal.
Why would you say taking with the queen instead of the pawn is better?
Sorry, come again, please.
Why would you say taking with the queen is better than taking with the pawn on c5?
No, this I'm not completely sure. Somehow I like my queen on d4 because so actually now that you mentioned, I spotted there is also rook e4. Where do I go? I have to go to f6. Not 100% sure. I would probably have also taken with the queen, but yeah, you can also take with the pawn. It's not a complete disaster or anything. I guess it's a matter of choice. I mean, this will be one of the position where cd4 is possible, queen d4 is also possible. Do whatever you want to do, but do it fast. Right?
Yeah, timing is indeed everything. I see Vincent is playing against Dinara Sadurkasova in the last round, and they're both sitting on 7 minutes at the moment, with the last move being knight to e5. If you want to go over
let's jump that game. I saw until here. Yeah. Knight h4, bishop e3, h6 happened. After rook f1, bishop to d6. Knight b3, a move that I do not get it instantly, but yeah, actually white still keeps some pressure. And how knight e5 was played? Knight e5 was not possible until black played the move b6. Because now if you take, I take, and the pawn on b6 is hanging, also aiming at a5. So after knight e5, bishop b7 was played. Dinara took on d7 and played c5. White is better at this point. I have zero doubt on this.
Trying to shut down the bishop on b7?
Yes, and most importantly, you are getting a square. I mean, no matter how black plays, eventually you are going to get a position like this. Yeah. You can do it right now, or if you want, you can play bishop b7. I'll take, I'll put my knight on c5. And sooner or later, we are going to get a position like this. Maybe
would you end up taking? Yeah, I was going to ask. Would you end up taking on b7, or do you not? Maybe the knight is better placed.
Start with something like rook c1, maybe. Okay. I don't know which rook. I wanted to keep this rook because I was also thinking maybe this rook can.
Oh, that's a nice idea. I like that.
Yeah. Wow, interestingly, bishop e7 was played, a move that I failed to understand, because what is he thinking for c takes b6? Now I know what he's looking for. He wants to play queen. No, queen d8 he cannot play. Queen d8 on the board, but I believe Vincent missed this fork. Because now after knight c5, what is he going to do? Is he going to play rook to? You see, you cannot even play rook b8 because I'll make the move bishop d2 attacking here. Once again, you cannot take here. This is a dangerous fork.
Just a little bit.
If I have to give an evaluation here, Vincent is actually losing.
Oh no.
He would need a miracle to save this game.
He needs at least a draw, so maybe he will spend some time in this position and try to find a way out, just to solidify.
Yeah, so there's this saying, yeah, if you want a draw, don't play for a draw. You just play the position.
True. Yes, and we just received some information, and it says actually in the previous tournament, Kimir was in the lead for a long time, and he messed up the penultimate round against Abdu Satorov with white and finally came third. So here maybe he's just putting himself under too much pressure. But yes, I agree, deja vu.
Deja vu, yeah, and it's some sort of choking. Yeah, I mean, even at this point, yeah, like I understand it is worse, but you somehow take it. You maybe play queen e7 or take it and try to hold this position. It's really bad, but probably I would have picked something like this: queen e7, put the rook to c8, try to bring the knight to d7. But the move bishop e7 and queen d8, I'm absolutely certain that this fort was missed somehow by Vincent. There is just no other explanation. At least none that comes to my mind. There are like a million ways for white to play at this point, and I don't know what Dinara will choose. It is.
My first time seeing Dinara was in 2014 when she played in the World Youth. I remember her being one of the top rated players in my section as well, because I played in the same section as she did. And she walked into the reception area, and I know everyone was sort of knew who she was and was looking over at her. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's Dinara. And she had the longest hair. Like, I'm pretty sure that all her strength was sort of pent up in her hair. And if she cut it off, she would just lose all her chess powers. You know, this is what was going on in my mind. And no, it was awesome because it was happening in Durban, South Africa. So it is sort of home ground. And yeah, so that is sort of my memory of Dinara.
Yeah, and Dinara's hair is even longer than the Cipriano's hair, and that means a lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ooh, b4 was played.
I like b4. It's such a strong move. And yeah, while you were saying, I was also thinking like, will Dinara find b4? B4 is completely killing. It's a beautiful move. Vincent is perfectly aware his position is dead lost. I mean, white was a pawn up. White says, you know what, I'm giving you the pawn back. I think Vincent is going to take on b6 because taking on b4, allowing a5 is as good as resigning. So instead, if I was black, I would spend all my energy to take on b6, give the exchange, and see if I can somehow take this pawn, for example.
Yeah.
Once you take, maybe I take with the bishop. And with these two bishops, here maybe I'm even running into queen takes c6, unfortunately. So maybe I take with the rook, so that if you take on c6, I take on...
Is that possible? Was there rook c8 after queen takes c6? Oh, but then there was queen d7.
Oh, no, there was this. Yeah?
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I was just testing you.
That's okay. I do that all the time.
Yes.
But what was played?
Queen takes c6 was played in that position.
So this was actually played on the game. Queen d6 happened. Rook takes f8, as we were discussing, happened. Bishop f3, a very nice move. Dinara in full form, protecting the pawn, attacking the knight, and then finally taking. The position, strictly speaking, you know, in positional terms, it is equal, but white is an exchange up. And that kind of sums up everything.
There's an exchange up with no compensation here. So
well, now that... Sorry, yeah, go on. Yes.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, now that we know that Vincent is losing, probably a good time to check Avender and the Abdul Sattarov game to understand who could win the championship. Yeah. Because Avender was only half a point behind. And it's not a classical tournament, so Avender does not know what is going on in Vincent's board. So in his mind, he has this thought that he has to win this game. Actually, which he must. With a draw, he's not catching up.
Yep, direct encounter would obviously mean that he would be tied with Vincent. Even if Vincent lost, he would still take the position below Vincent. So
what happens? What was bishop b5? Why can't I take on bishop?
Bishop takes g2 with the idea of queen d5.
You have to take it, take queen d5. Take.
Ooh. I wonder if He will spot this. Balaji.
What else to play? Because you don't want to allow bishop to f1. I mean, yeah, if bishop g2 was played.
C3 was played instead.
Yeah, c3. I mean, I can put the queen anywhere. I can put it on d5. I can also, if I want, I can put it literally any square. I mean, let me try to draw how many possible ways are there. Actually, also here, because I could do
yeah.
so any of those moves have been fine.
Oh, wait.
What?
What's good? Is f3 possible? Oh no, never mind.
Well, there is always
Queen
bishop
g4.
a.
Yeah, true. Sorry, I got excited there for a second when the bishop was protected. I was wondering what would happen. But of course, that was just f1. I wonder completely missed that.
Oh, this is such a turn off event. Yeah, Avenger is also having a very difficult question. Actually, I'm also curious what is happening on knight to h4, which will force a move like king f2. Maybe just the bishop h3. This attack will sooner or later kind of pile up. Yeah, knight h4, king f2 on the board. I'm very tempted to the move f5. What do you think, Jesse? How do you react?
Just looking at the knights and bishop, it's pretty intimidating on the king side. But f5 definitely would. g5 do more justice? Or the idea behind f5 obviously is f4, but not so easy to stop it.
Yeah, f5 I kind of liked, and also rook d8 is a very, very natural move. The bishop on b5 is just doing absolutely nothing. Really,
do you
really
think
nothing.
Do you think the threat here could be?
No, I'm probably not threatening to take that twice. Yeah, you probably meant this. But then at the end there is the move knight e2.
I was looking at that as well. Is it possible to take on f3? No.
Still inclined with more.
No, it's still not possible.
Why not to play f5? No.
Clearly doesn't like f5.
All right, here white is struggling. Let's get back to the Vincent game once again. Wait, what just happened?
The bishops have found new homes, and the queen is completely trapped. What is going on?
Here, black is not worse at all.
Yeah.
Okay, she just ran out of plans, ran out of ideas. Queen b6 is such a strange move. At least enter with your rook somewhere.
If Vincent loses and Nodirbek wins, let's take a look at the standings quickly. Then you would have 11 points. And if we had to look at direct and counter, they drew their game. So it would be up to another tiebreak, which was Sonneborn-Berg, I believe, or the number of wins. So at the moment, Nodirbek would then have, let's see how many wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Not losing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think Vincent would have more wins. So presumably, okay, we just received some information from the guy behind the scenes. So if Kimmer loses, if Liang wins, Liang is the winner. If Liang just draws, then Kimmer is the winner no matter what happens. If Liang loses, Yu wins, Kimmer is the winner. If Liang loses, Abdu Sattarov wins, it goes to Sonneborn-Berg.
I mean,
that sounds very complicated.
I've never done this. I mean, there's just no way I can do such a mathematics. There's just too much of probability. But instead, looking at this position, I can say that black is not worse. And we can quickly check what is happening in Nodibek game. Wait a second, b5, f6, check here. It looks like some of the pawn should queen, but no, that's not happening. White is not having anything in this position. Yeah, there is just no trick. All these pawns will be eliminated. White will be struggling to make a draw here. So check, I'm expecting king to g6. Then c takes b6, knight takes b6, rook b7. That's what is going to happen on the board. King g6 on the board. White will take cb6. Black will take knight b6. I cannot imagine anything else at this point. And
It's not looking. It's not looking like good news for Liang. That is me looking at the engine analysis, but I'm going to ignore that until we come to a conclusion here for Abdu.
So at this point, black is slightly better, but only on paper. Because look at this, both these pieces are fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't see a breakthrough. So this game is
like a draw.
Yeah, this game going to end in a draw. Although 15 seconds versus 3 minutes, so some practical chance. Jesse, you wanted me to get back to a vendor game, yeah?
Oh, I wonder. Yes, Balaji.
Ooh.
Yes.
Gosh, bishop to h1 reminds me of Magnus versus Swidler from London Candidates.
I want to be able to do that. I want to just look at a position and say, oh, this looks like 1973, you know, a game played between, you know. These are the things we aim towards.
You know, the problem here is you cannot attack this bishop. The rook cannot attack. The king cannot attack. That leaves only the queen. But as soon as you move the queen, there is this deadly check from this diagonal.
One hit, a wonder, yes.
I'm struggling to find one single sensible move for white. That does not move.
Queen e2 is not even possible.
You cannot move the queen because d3.
Oh, that is rough. Could you play
this?
Could you play something like king to g3?
Well, again, queen h6. This is what is bothering me the most. Actually, don't see a move that is not losing on the spot. Yes, I see one move though. Can I play knight to g2? Controlling.
G2?
No, you just take. Hey, no. I mean, I'm trying to find something which does not lose immediately.
Oh, he's down to seconds. He has 15 seconds on the clock.
Well, I can imagine. I mean, he is looking at every single move and he says, you know, this is lost. He made a move knight to h5.
Knight to
Queen h6.
Knight g2.
No idea.
Didn't play knight g2?
No, Queen h6 is. Oh, he had a mind. Yeah, queen e2. This was his trap. Oh, that was cunning. At least keeps the game going.
Yeah.
What happens for king? Oh, king f8 I cannot play. Wow.
King f8, same thing, I suppose.
Oh, this was very cunning by Avandalya. Extremely impressed. Maybe at this point, just play queen d2, be professional, and you know, slow down, win the game safely.
So he's probably looking for queen d2 at the moment.
Well, playing queen d2 is not easy because here at this point you knew you were winning. Maybe some other move was winning. Yeah, now I'm spotting it. Maybe moves like queen d6. This would have been. No, then there was knight g3. It's not that trivial. Probably a move like knight g5. Yeah, this should have clinched it. But anyway, queen h6 on the board. He actually finds queen d2. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Takes. Wait a second. Why he didn't take with the? Can somebody explain me why he did not take with the rook?
Because d3.
Yeah, d3. I saw e8 check, takes. You have to play d2. I play bishop a4. This is control. This is gone.
Oh. Wow.
Looks like a blunder to me, but again, I mean, without computer, it's probably possible that I'm blundering. But yeah, rookie to look like a draw to me. Anyways,
The bishop got out, looks like.
so in the game, king takes e2 was played. That is a bit surprising, actually. Now d3 check. Maybe knight g5. This move was missed. And now black saves everything, and black is the pawn up. 2 pawns up.
Oh, we have a result. And Nordibek won his game. And he now has 11 points. He has 11 points now. He does have 11 points, equal with Vincent, and still sitting in second because I believe Vincent has more wins.
Let me get back to this game. I was about to say that I was shocked to see g4.
Oh, sorry. Yes, continue. Sorry.
No. No, I just meant that I was very shocked that the g4 move was played, and in fact that is the reason why knight d5 happened. You are giving this square. We can later get back to this game and which he lost. But anyway, at this moment there are 2 very important games going on. One is Vincent trying to defend this position. Jesse, your thoughts here?
My thoughts in this position? Of course, I'm going to favor the bishop. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I also think we should be winning. Not easy, but should be winning.
So maybe the idea is like bishop e5, and then just trying to trade. So taking first and then bishop e5.
Yeah. Take, make some moves, bishop. Wow, she's being tricky, but
now you can just play rook h8, trade rooks.
Rook h8, yeah. Oh wow. Not completely sure actually.
Oh, because you could probably just get rid of all the pawns then, right?
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
But
oh, that doesn't look easy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So instead king e3 was played. It would be insanely difficult to.
I mean, he's hoping for a draw. I'm sure that solidifies the position for him.
Yeah. By the way, let's look at the young game.
Okay.
Wait a second. He won this game.
He won his game, which puts him in first place with 11.5, which means Vincent, even with
winning
the draw.
Game, seriously, winning.
How did that happen?
Winning from this position, I mean, I'm so speechless. He was like first he was getting mated, then he was 2 pawns down. And hang on, we will get back to this, but right now the championship depends, and it's really sorry chat for jumping around. But depending on this game, we will have the champion. Vincent really needs to save this game. And we know what Amander is doing right now. He is actually looking at this game along with us. So, how would I play here as black? Yeah, I would just stay. As black, I would keep doing rook a7, rook b7. When you come to g3, I'll give check. That would be my plan. And I will do these things very fast. And that's what Vincent is also doing. He's just staying. Again, stay. If check, you have king g3, king g6. Vincent stays. Dinara gives a threat. It's a half threat. There is no threat. Again, stay. Rook f6 check, you can play king g5. King g5 first, not a problem. For rook f6, again play rook a7. Play rook a7, stay. As soon as king g3 happens, you need rook. These are the squares you need. Again, you will go rook b7. Although at this point, one might also consider playing f5. Not a bad move. Actually, He missed the chance of f5. I would have played f5. Wow, f3, I'm really shocked. You want to change this pawn also? It doesn't improve.
And now f5?
Well, now I don't need to play f5. I can also simply stay.
Ooh.
King g4, I like it. Because now king g3 again, there is a check. So how white is going to play? You need to enter with your king. So
Would you go around the other way?
I would love to, but the problem is I cannot afford to change rooks. The moment you change rooks, right? Black will play king f5, f6, e5, and that's a draw. Imagine this position without rooks. Just king f5, f6.
That's true. I was wondering if it was then winning for white, but you're right with the king f5 idea.
I think Vincent is going to hold. Although I like this move rook b2 a lot. Taken these two squares, saying that, okay, make a move and I'll put you in zugzwang. Rook d7 is also a very nice move. Vincent is saying, you cannot play king up, so I don't mind going to d7. Now he'll play rook a7 instantly. Rook a7 on the board. He's always making sure whenever you go up, I have rook a3 check. He'll give rook a3 check instantly, and again he'll go back rook a7 almost instantly. Or give a check, doesn't matter.
Invade the king.
Keep giving checks, get the king to b3, go back to a7. Oh, rook f3, I like it. I like rook f3 because he wants to play f6. Oh no, that would be a blunder. f6, there is bishop f6. So maybe king d2 at this point again. Okay, rook g3, that stakes, and f6 is a draw on the spot, guys. We have a winner. Vincent Kramer is winning the game. Winning the championship. Okay, this game is highly irrelevant now.
Yeah, they agreed to the draw.
I am perplexed here. Can you imagine Black actually lost this game?
It looks like all the games have finished.
Yeah, as soon as we have the standing, we'll have it on the screen. And
my goodness, that was teeth chattering. My goodness me.
Yeah, we got a winner, Vincent Kramer, who will be playing in the next Magnus Challenges event. That will be his debut. In the first two editions, we saw Prag won and Gukesh won, and this time we have got a new winner, Vincent Kramer. Stay away with us. We will soon have Vincent with us, and yeah, we'll be interviewing him.
Congratulations to Vincent Kramer, the Kramnik Challenge. And it's funny that I believe both Vincent and Awanda are both obviously training under Polga in this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely.
Challenge. Yeah.
I believe once the final standing is up, we'll have it on the screen. That is already there, by the way. Vincent and Evander.
Yeah.
We will be having Vincent very soon. There we have our winner.
Hi, Vincent. How are you? No problem.
Right. So Vincent will join shortly. He won, and I'm definitely going to ask him. We will go through his penultimate round. I believe that was the game that really mattered, and also saving this. Vincent, welcome.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Hi, and congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Although I have to admit the last game was, well, I would say anything but confident, but all right.
Yeah, we were very tense too.
Yeah, we were discussing on stream about it being sort of deja vu, where you were leading a previous event and something similar happened, but now you saved the day, and congratulations on the win with 11.5. That's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if 11.5 would be enough because, yeah, I think last time I had 12 out of 15 before the last day, and this was the lead. So yeah, but I mean, this time also a really strong field, yeah, because of course some were missing from the top, like Gukesh, Nihal, and Praga. Of course, this makes it somewhat easier, but also this means that there are not so many games where you can gain points because all of the top favorites normally win most of the games. And there are not that many games against favorites, yeah, which means there's not so many points to catch up.
That's true. And now this means you will be in the next leg of the Grand Chess Tour, or not the Grand Chess Tour, but the Champions Chess Tour. How does that feel?
Yeah, great. I mean, I hope it will be an amazing experience, and I'm pretty sure it will be. And yeah, playing against those guys will be, yeah, even much more difficult than this tournament, although here it's already pretty tough.
Yeah, it's exciting. Well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Vincent, if you have some time, I would really like to go through last two games. I believe mainly the penultimate game, that was very, very crucial.
Yeah, sure.
If you could take us through. So first of all, I would like to know, is this part of your strategy that, when you are in must-win situation, you do not go for long force lines, but, just get a position and keep pressing?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how the opponent is prepared. Yeah, I saw that Liang here started playing Zimitarash in this tournament, and I mean, this is not exactly what you need or what I wanted in a must-win situation. I mean, of course, there are also some lines, but like the potential is not that big. And here we will just get to play normal position. And yeah, I've also played quite many games in this position, which is also pretty helpful, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, we noted that there are, of course, different ways to play, and you refrain from playing d4, which is also a modern treatment at this point. Yeah, d4. There are so many games. Actually, also Hikaru played a number of games in the same manner. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that not playing d4, which is also pretty common, is part of your preparation. Just correct me if it is. Yeah,
no, in this position, I mean, I know what usually is the plan, because usually it comes from another move order, and then the bishop would be on d6. That's, I also had some games in this position, and okay, I think with bishop on d7, it's just a little bit better for me. Yeah, I mean, bishop would be more active on d6, so I think the same plans should work.
Yeah, and also black loses the idea of bishop d6, queen e7 and long castle, which we saw in the last edition of the same tournament. So yeah, rook e1, I believe you're waiting for c5 to play d4.
Yeah, this is usually the idea.
Yeah. So until here, can we say you were still pretty much on your preparation?
Okay, what means preparation? It's just the moves that I know I can play without making too many mistakes. Of course, I had to check after rook e2 or rook c2 that d4 isn't a problem, but yeah, I think I can just give the exchange there and we'll be extremely happy.
So rook e2, d4, what was the thing?
Yeah, knight d4, bishop b7, and okay, I think this is horrible for black here. I mean, I will put the bishop on c6 and start pushing this central pawns, and it should be really good.
So rook c8, d5, d4. Yeah, I was thinking maybe you would go something like knight e4 here, knight a4.
Yeah, I'm sure this is. I also saw that this was the best move. But yeah, I think it's because I can put immediate huge pressure on c5, I guess, on bishop a3 maybe even.
Yeah. So knight e2, actually.
Yeah, knight e3 was. I also realized it's actually a really bad move. I mean, I realized that I anyway want to play knight f4, and this knight f4 g4 structure should be pretty good for me. So there was actually absolutely no reason to play knight d3 here, I think.
Great, yeah. Actually, at this point, we were not very sure if white had any advantage, and I was not. H3 is a move that we typically play in rapid, but I was not 100% sure. Maybe I thought you want to keep the chance of f3
I wanted to keep the chance, but I think it's not like I can never play f3 after h3 again, and I didn't really want to play f3 immediately because I just didn't see a move for him. So I was thinking, okay, I will just make some useful moves like h3, queen e2, king h2, what I played in the game, and yeah, he also had no idea. And I think if I can just get all those moves in for free, it should be pretty good for me.
Yeah, exactly. And what I really liked was you played this move pretty fast, both h3, queen e2, and then going a4. And I'm pretty sure you must be very happy when your opponent took bishop takes e5. I was expecting something like h6 at any given moment. He could also do similar things.
Yeah, but I mean, he might be afraid of some a5 at some moment. Not sure whether right now, but like just the general idea. And h6 is also a move. I don't know if he really wants to play. Then I might always have some h4, h5 suddenly. I don't know.
Right.
Of course, h6 is normal move, maybe the best, but I mean, from a human point of view, it's at least not obvious that it's a good move. It's dangerous. Right. Weakening this f5 potentially.
But seeing bishop into e5 must be quite a pleasing thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was quite surprised. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, whether b4 worked here or not. This is, I mean, if b4 works, but of course, I mean, he has c3 and yeah. I mean, I was not so great on the clock, so I thought bishop d4 is okay. Should be good move.
Yeah, it's such a strong move. I like bishop d4. It's such a natural move also. We got to this position. Somewhere here, it felt like you completely took over.
Yeah, I mean, it's really unpleasant to play with black because, I mean, I was really happy to have this position with low time because there's basically no way that I could do something really, really wrong as long as I blunder. And as long as I just play normal moves, he's always the one who has to be very accurate, yeah, because I always have this pressure on b6, I have pressure on c4. Here, I even thought about playing rook b5. I don't know if this works, but this was...
yeah, but probably it's a move that we think, but we don't want to play in such a crucial game.
Sure. I mean, of course, I mean, in such a crucial game, I'm happy that I see rook d1, and yeah, I mean, it's just it's really hard to play for black. I really didn't know also during the game what he was supposed to do.
No, rook d1, I must say, it's a very classy move because, okay, we want to keep our rook on this file, but rook d1, giving a hidden threat of f3 so that after knight c5 takes, there is rook d6. Spotting this in less than 1 minute, hats off to you. I think this is a very strong positional move, which is kind of easy to miss in a rapid game. And
yeah, this felt lost to me already. I couldn't believe that this wasn't losing. I mean, basically the problem is that even if I don't break through immediately, he just has no real idea. Yeah, until he has some threats, takes forever, and I will have h5, bishop h3, e4, everything coming there. Yeah, and okay, after c3, I was really happy because I thought at least he should go h5. I mean, just to block this. And okay, I'm not saying it's not winning, but yeah, I just wanted to know. But I think here there's queen e7, and I'm not that sure. I wanted to go just king g3, to be honest. Just make one stabilizing move and then push e4 next move, because I just didn't see a way for him to continue here.
Stabilizing move, once again, chat, we see here the Peter Leko touch here. Going very, very solid, stabilizing the position, not giving any counterplay to his opponent. Yeah, so bishop h3, g6, and after h5, yeah, there is really nothing to see at this point, and you won this game absolutely flawlessly. It must be very pleasing to win this game, and
but I mean, queen f6 was never played. I don't know why this is here. I mean, he resigned after bishop f5.
Yeah.
I think it was played queen a2, yeah. Maybe it was played or not, I don't know.
Queen a2 was played on the game or no?
No, I mean, he resigned like one move later, and right now I don't exactly remember, but yeah, this queen f6 was not played.
Right.
Yeah, I think he resigned after bishop f5.
Right. So, all right. So let's take a look at this game, which is probably, I'm pretty sure this is not one of your best game, but you know, this game brought you the championship. So we will take a look very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly one of the worst, I would say. I mean, during this whole tournament, I always had the problem that I basically gave away many points just by myself, just basically unforced errors, more or less. I mean, yeah, losing, I mean, this one game against Murzin after actually getting out of the trouble, and then, yeah, just blundering in time trouble and giving those pawns away. And also some draws were unnecessary, but I mean, of course, that's what happens here. Yeah, you can't just always expect to play flawless. And I also were more or less given a draw by Shuvalova. I mean, this was also a lost position.
Right. Vincent, I just want to ask, we saw how you played when you needed a win. I want to know, before going to this game, did you know that with a draw, you are going to get the championship?
Yeah, sure.
So were you playing for a draw?
I mean, I was convinced that, I mean, normally you could play b60 and play very solid. But I was planning just to go for this a5 because I had planned to play this before, and I felt like, okay, playing for the draw just from the start usually is not the best idea, so I will just play the way I wanted to play anyway, no matter what happened before. And that's what I did. Also, okay, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, playing this bishop e7, just pondering that there's knight d7, this fork is, absolutely shouldn't happen, especially not in such a situation, of course.
Right. So I don't know if all of this was preparation. I actually didn't
absolutely
this knight b3.
At least not from my side.
Okay. I don't think even knight b3 was part of our preparation, but something must have gone wrong here. If I have to speculate, I would say after b6 you underestimated knight e5, but again I cannot be sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I just saw this idea, but after cd5, and here she can just take on d7 and have the c5 idea.
Right.
Yeah. No, here I more or less didn't see anything. That was the problem. Just I don't know. Also, she of course found this b4 move. Yeah, but I think here it's a bit unpleasant already. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I was
expecting maybe you take and play just queen e7 to get the knight.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. I thought she might go rook d c1 and then bishop b2, b4, something like that.
Yeah, it is a bad position, but I was not sure if you just simply overlooked this or you went for.
I don't know. Just
you had a blackout, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's also because in the Catalan this nearly is never an idea because knight is always on f6. Yeah, I think that might also be a problem because usually knight is always on f6 and then there's never such an issue.
That's very true. That's very true. Knight is always on f6 and you can always have this trick. That's the reason why this was missed. And at this point
before I was really unhappy to see b4 because I thought, okay, if she doesn't find b4, it's not that horrible maybe. But after b4, I don't know, should be just lost.
Yeah, queen b6 is the only chance. At this point, we just move to other game, assuming that okay, you are going to lose, so we are checking some other games how the things are going. And then after 4 moves, we come back and the position is equal.
Yeah, I mean, it's also not so easy for white, to be honest. I mean, it's like, okay, computer might give +4 or something, I guess, but just those bishops are pretty weak at the moment. And if I get this bishop c4, bishop b4, I'm blocking all the lines. This queen on c6, humanly seen, is a bit weird. So I think it's important to solve those problems immediately.
Yeah, actually, honestly speaking, we have no idea because we are doing it without commentary. It just felt winning, but we also did not see what is the best way to convert.
Yeah, maybe bishop d2, But I thought there's queen b8 suddenly, and okay, not that this queen might get trapped. Okay, bishop a5, rook c8, queen b6, queen a8, I don't know. I mean, looking from a human point of view, now there's bishop d8 threat.
Yeah, you're creating chances. Maybe I have to come back.
And rook b8 and get queen a5. Yes. So I'm pretty sure there's a way to win this, but it's just it's not so easy. Yeah. I mean, we are playing rapid, of course, in a classical game. Okay, there's I guess no way she wouldn't win this position, but yeah.
Definitely. And once you got bishop b4, I believe you must be feeling very confident with these 2 bishops.
Yeah, here I was only feeling like, I mean, if I didn't only need a draw, I could already start playing for win practically. Because, I mean, this queen is bad. And I mean, with little time, much can happen. But of course, I mean, the way I played, I really don't know what I was thinking there again. Because I, again, changed plans. I mean, okay, of course, I should take on e2, I think. That can't be too wrong. But then later on, I again blundered something.
Yeah, it looked such a great compensation here.
Yeah, I think, knight e3, and of course I shouldn't take, but I mean, I just somehow realized that after rook c8, there might be queen d3.
Sorry, at this point?
Yeah, rook c8 instead of knight a4. Oh, no, sorry, instead of knight a4, if I play rook c8. I mean, if I get rook c4, but not queen d3, and maybe I have g4. I don't know if this works. Probably does. But no, doesn't work. You can just take everything, and then king g2, king f1.
King f1, yeah? Yeah, I have king f1.
Okay, also not sure if this is winning, but I mean, knight c3 practically is a horrible move, I think. Just putting too much problems for myself. It's not necessary.
Yeah, that's fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, this position I could just play anything, h5 maybe even.
Or h5, h4.
I mean, basically anything that just doesn't lose immediately.
Yeah, but also it's psychologically knight c3 is the move that we want to make because it's like we simplify, we make a draw, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but this is I think Dad lost. I was really happy to see her exchanging the queens because I think then already, I don't know, maybe it's lost, but it's not easy anymore. That's what I thought. I mean,
That is
without
true.
the queens after I played this g5, just, I don't know, I will get mated. That was what I felt like.
What would you recommend here for white?
Yeah, I didn't know, but just, I don't have a next move. So even like h3, I don't know. I just don't really have a move.
Yeah.
There's no way I can make any useful move. And then, yeah, I don't know, rook c7, queen a6, everything's coming. And of course, I had to calculate all those. And, here, I mean, after king d3, g4, king d3, I was not sure. Like, I have this rook c8 idea. White could play g4, of course. That's, I mean, h5.
A number of times, yeah?
Hit take and f5. Yeah, but probably that's not what she wanted, just to trade so many pawns. Probably it's the right decision, I have to admit, surely. But yeah, I mean, it's a question if instead of h5, this rook c8 check is a draw or not, just to try to get the king to b3. That is an idea at least.
But then why not to take here? It's the same thing, no? Or no?
No, I don't want to exchange rooks. I mean, I just try to cut the king and now go h5.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I mean, this might still be one, but I think it's not as easy anymore, at least.
It's definitely not easy. Yeah? But okay, can I take this pawn actually?
Okay, I wouldn't mind. I mean, rook h8 in the least case, and if I get king to f3 already, I don't know.
Yeah, at least practically
it should be lost somewhere. I absolutely won't try to defend that this will hold against an engine. Absolutely not. But I mean, I have to try to survive here somehow, and that's But this also, I mean, after taking h2, she found interesting idea with this bishop e5. I have to admit. Yeah, the rook e8 was really strong move because I think if I get f6 and king to f5, there's pretty much no way I will lose. That's what I thought if I get this, but.
Very worried about something like this?
I didn't know about this. I just felt, okay, I can't really do anything. So
I mean, there was
we
could speculate what this endgame is. It felt like closer to a draw. But again,
I just didn't see a way for white to ever break through. I mean, let me just put the pawn on e5 and wait. And how do you ever win? That was my question. And I didn't really find anything. And well, I didn't have any choice, basically, I thought. I mean, if I don't play h4, I mean, the same without exchanging the pawns should be just lost, I think. I mean, I need the rook there.
Absolutely. No, h4 was the correct way to go. And I really enjoyed at this point your speed of play. I mean, you knew you have some sort of a fortress. It's very difficult to break, and you just kept on doing.
But this already is a draw, right? I don't know, but it felt like this should be a draw already at this point.
It is
because always exchanging rooks already is all right for me now after this.
Exactly, and also it's good that you did not even hesitate to play rook d7. I mean, this was only.
It took some seconds, like 10-15 seconds, I think.
But having said that, I mean, probably any move draws here, but rook d7 felt very clean to me.
Yeah, I mean, it just, you don't really like putting the rook on d7, but as long as this doesn't really hurt. Yeah, I mean, the only problem would occur if she would get the king to c5, and then I think things could get nasty. But as long as I can cut the king, shouldn't lose already now.
Absolutely so. Well, very good technique of defending when it was a bad position, and very nice technique when you had initiative. That's what clinched you the victory. Congratulations once again. Jesse, you want to add something?
I think I said everything I could, but definitely congratulations and a big good luck in the main event. We'll definitely be watching close.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Vincent, for joining, and wish you good luck for the Magnus event whenever it takes place. When it is taking place, by the way?
I don't know, to be honest.
The 28th of
August. 28th of August. So
that's really soon. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. So all the best for that. Prepare well, and we'll see you there very soon.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow, that was. Well, I see my tie now. It's a good tie.
Sorry?
No, in the screen, right? I can see my tie.
Tie. Yeah, I think what's better than my face is your tie, and I completely understand that. I mean, uncontested. Like I said, I need to get myself one of those ties, and maybe they'll put me, on the stream as well. Just kidding. But this was amazing. I mean, the fact that you got to ask, Vincent these questions, and I was just sort of absorbing the analysis of the game and the way he was discussing sort of he didn't want to exchange rooks in certain positions and so on. So it was amazing, educational, and a huge honor to be here with you today, Surya.
Jesse, thanks a lot. And I saw you did not say a single word, but I could see from your face you were intensely following the analysis and thoroughly enjoying it.
That was yeah, it was a combination of being in chats and listening to you and hearing what Vincent had to say as well. And I mean, it was such a dynamic final rounds as well. And I can't say how happy I am with the play and how exciting it was. And of course, just jumping from game to game and then being surprised when we come back to one of them. So I think the last round, one of the biggest surprises was the one between Awanda and who did Awanda play against? Balaji.
Balaji, yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think, one of the biggest head scratches of this round.
Particularly, actually, at this moment, this was the moment. I'm actually very curious if someone can let me know what was the computer evaluation right after knight h5. I mean, let me take a guess. Is it -4, more than -4 at this point?
Knight h4.
Knight
I can tell
h5.
you, yeah. Oh, knight h5. Sorry, yes, I'll tell you in a moment. Let's see. Knight h5. That was before that he played knight h5. Let's see.
All right, we got the information. -4. I was wrong.
-8. -8.
Oh God. No. No, but
oh my goodness.
I actually like the move knight h5. Maybe computer will not say knight h5. You know why I like knight h5? I'll tell you from a psychological point of view. Literally in every single move, black is playing queen h6, and that is winning. I mean, you make any other move, it's queen h6, and if you move this queen, there is d3. So black, in his mind, he knows he's either playing queen h6 or d3, queen h6 or d3. Now, knight h5 is one of the rare moves where you don't play queen h6, you play some other move. Maybe you can play queen d6, maybe you can play knight g5, just make some other move, you win. This time when you play queen h6, you are not giving a check threat. You are threatening to take the knight, but it is not with check, which allows me to play queen e2 right on time when there is no discover check, when you are not threatening queen takes h2. So it allows me to stay in the game. So knight h5 was devilishly tricky from a psychological point of view.
Queen d6 was just. Oh, it even suggests queen b8, but queen queen d6.
What are the moves? So queen b6, queen d8, everything wins, right?
Yeah, queen d6, knight d3. And what happens after knight to g3? Queen to f6.
Yeah, just some way or other, you start, your attack will build up. The thing is, after queen h6, queen a2, suddenly black did not find a concrete way to attack, and then queens had to be exchanged. Of course, black is still winning, but at this point, I don't expect this to be -8 anymore. But then there was a blunder, right? Somewhere. Here there was a blunder. Black missed that white is threatening to play h4. And in fact, hey, Jesse, there is a funny moment here. Check this out. White is threatening h4 to take the piece, right? But imagine if you are white and if you have not seen the move h4, hypothetically, you have not seen the move h4, but your opponent plays h5. Now you will see h4.
True.
So by playing h5, black literally forced white to play h4.
Right.
Yeah, and then then with the piece down, this was.
So would you then not play h5 at all? He probably did see h4 though. He's like, I'm gonna play h4 now.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like when he played h5, what did he expect? It's not only that you did not see h4, but you played a move that provoked white to play h4. I guess just move the bishop anywhere, and still, you'll be one pawn up. So yeah, I would say last 5 minutes or something, for 5 or 10 minutes, changed everything in the championship. Can we have the final standing once again, just to wrap up things? So there we have Vincent and Evander tied, but due to the tie break, was it direct encounter that helped Vincent? Yeah, it is.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the direct encounter. Then third is Nodibek. Then we have Christopher Wu and Leitingji. Wow, Leitingji fifth. If I have not mistaken, this is probably the best performance so far by a female player, finishing fifth. I believe that should be that should be correct. Then we have Volodor. Then it's a tie on 7th and 8th place between Carissa and Maurici. Then 3 players on 6.5, Dinara, Zuzina, and Polina. Then we have Sara Kadem and Balaji on 5.5.
I do have a question.
Go on.
I saw that Hou Yifan was one of the coaches for this event. I just wanted to know whether she'll be back to, professional chess playing again and so on. I know she's super busy with her current post. Is she a lecturer now at the university in is it Shanghai? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, she is definitely not playing tournaments currently, but she's very sharp. We had her on the first day, and she's still the same, very sharp and alert. But I haven't seen her playing for a long time, actually.
Yeah, I know she played in an online event. That wasn't too long ago. I can't remember. It wasn't Chess 24. I'm pretty sure it was one of the events. There was an event that was set up.
Yeah. Well, in last year, I think no matter how professional player you are, you had to play only online events. Yeah,
it's true. That's so sad though, but very true. But I can see things are going back to normal, slowly but surely. Have you been vaccinated? Am I allowed to ask that on stream?
Sorry?
Yeah. No, I wasn't sure whether I can ask that on stream or not. Are you vaccinated?
Whether I'm vaccinated or not?
Yeah.
No, I'm completely vaccinated, and I played in PL, Switzerland. I'll also be playing in Sharjah, so yeah.
That's exciting. How did it go in Bill?
It was going well. As I said on the first day, that it was going pretty reasonable until penultimate round when I lost to my student Gukesh, and that brings me to the clause that I'm going to come up with. Like when you're getting trained by me, there has to be a clause that whenever I'm offering a draw, you don't have a choice. I just sign the score sheet and give it to you, and you have to sign. Because
what sort of clause is this? No, so being vaccinated changes you as a person, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I at the end, I think I finished. I finished 7th probably. I got about 5 ratings. It's not disaster. It's not great either. Just a normal result I had in Bill. But it felt super good to play in an over the board tournament. It's fantastic. When my opponents are not making pre-moves, I don't have to check my internet connection. I don't have to, show my mouse skill. So it felt good.
You do have to, just keep track of your, in real life lag and connection, like brain, sword, staying awake. Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, and with that note, I think we can wrap up the stream. Chat, it was fantastic having you all. Thanks for being so supportive. do go premium on chess24 for getting numerous advantages, and primarily, you get this challenge yourself. You get access to all this video talking about Hui Fan or Gelfand. All the trainings are available for premium users. So do go premium. And today's gift of the day, once again, you can get to see the classics that I was showing to. By the way, Jesse, you are going to see that. You promised me.
Yes, I'm going to watch it. I'm actually really excited to watch it. I'm saving the link right now.
Beautiful.
There it is.
Beautiful. So,
yes.
Someone
else pulled up in chat. Sorry, I just wanted to mention someone pulled up in chat and said they were watching your course that you put on Chessable. Was it an endgame course?
Oh, that is an opening course. That is on.
It's an opening course.
That is on Nimzo India.
Yes, it was the Nimzo. Yeah, and I have played the Nimzo Indian before. I'm still trying to find, correct repertoire against d4. So maybe I will watch your course on the Nimzo Indian.
You can take a look at the short and sweet version, which is free, and that will give you an idea. It's like 2 hours video. It gives you an idea whether you would like this kind of position or not. Then, based on that, you can take a call. So my course is based on Nimzo, Semi-Tarrasch, Catalan, but the first part, it has got the Nimzo Indian and all sorts of sidelines on d4.
Nice. Okay, I'm definitely going to watch that. Go check it out with me, guys. I like that.
All right. And yeah, thanks for putting the link for my channel and Jess's channel.
Thank you.
With that note, bye-bye, guys. Have a great time ahead and see you guys soon.
We'll be signing off. Thanks, Surya.
Thanks, Jesse, for joining. Thank you so much.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Gelfand and co will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают. Играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.